Nope, that was not the internet. That was my memory crashing. That was my memory overloading after opening up Twitter and causing everything to fucking crash. Twitter is just that unoptimized, is just that ridiculously unoptimized. While also, like, for whatever reason, my memory just seems to fucking is. I think it might be dying. Which would not be great if it is my VRAM that's dying. Because that shit's kind of expensive right now. And I'd rather not have to deal with that shit. Yeah, RAM 6 are not cheap. That was the only thing I did not upgrade yet when I redid my whole, well, upgraded my fucking whole build, was RAM. Because I was just like, well, the RAM that I still have for now is quite good. And is not gonna, is probably not gonna die anytime soon, so I should be okay with just this RAM. Yeah, the one thing, exactly. Alright, we have everything to start making these Garbo collectors. To make Kryptonite chunks. Okay, lovely. That's the Fido done. Yeah, that was the one thing I did not upgrade when I upgraded my whole fucking build was just the fucking RAM. And then the whole AI bullshit started happening. And then I was just like, well, fuck. Now I'm fucked. I just got fucked over for no reason. Fuck my life, dude. It's just unlucky. Did our, what happened to our little fucking cultist friend? Did he get fucking yeeted or something? I have no idea what happened to that individual. I'm gonna assume they just got yeeted. Or they got bored. You got yeeted? Okay. Rightfully so. The only thing that I just wonder is why was that dude calling me a furry? I don't even understand. Like, what is that? Like, I don't get it. Is it because I mentioned like Otterly Noah? Is that dude was that dude a tactical Templar fan? Yo, I bet that dude's a tactical Templar fan. But thank you, Stream Elements. Very cool. I bet that dude's a tactically Templar fan. That fucking a pedophile. We need advanced circuits, of which we should have plenty of. Garbo. Just make a fuck ton of them. Is he a furry? Tactical Templar? No, he's a fake Christian LARPer. Just grifter type, that's it. Yeah, like, anyone who Tactical Templar, doesn't like, well, he'll just, like, say he's, like, a furry or something. A very unserious individual. That's a pretty decent little range here. Okay. That does not store as much as I thought it would. Yeah, because he sucks Tectone's balls. That's why Tectone likes him. But this thing does look really cool, I have to say. This Garbo collector thing. Look at this thing. It looks pretty cool. So basically, anywhere there's guns, we're just gonna put these things down. definitely put one here. This is that we definitely want to do this with a bunch of bots at some point. But we've made a couple of videos on Tactical Templar. The dude's just a lolcow, basically. Should really not be treated seriously whatsoever. Stack size of 2? What a strange stack size. But yeah, the dude's just a lolcow and should just be made fun of and treated like a fucking lolcow. Fundamentally unserious person. Well, unironically, AJ, Tactical Templar would make a video like that. I mean, he's a Christo LARPer who would, I don't know, make videos about, I don't know, big booty babes save lives or some shit. Like, unironically, it's just cringe shit like that. While bro pretends to be, like, a fucking, like, Christo-fash fucking LARPer type. He is a... Dude is pretty much, like, picture-perfect fucking cringe. Just a grifter. Doesn't believe in anything. Just a very, very stupid individual that you should just bully and make fun of. He would say thick thighs save nations. Yeah, unironically. Like, he would do, like, really cringe shit like that. It's like, God. He's also a dude who, when he found a 12-viewer, VTuber with, like, a lolly avatar, would start moaning. Just started moaning. And, by the way, Giga Stacy behavior of the VTuber, just didn't acknowledge him. Paid him no attention whatsoever. Knew the vibe was immediately off with that dude. Yeah, very, very gay. Derogatory, of course. Not very, very Christian behavior. You have to be honorable to the maidens, okay? You can't be like a fucking weirdo LARPer. That's not how this works. Alright, cool. We have all the Kryptonite chunks now. So that's cool. With the chunks, we use it to make the froth. And then with the froth, we use it to make... a bunch of other shit. A lot of VTuber avatars are creepy. Some kind of are chibi and get away with it. But some just look like little girls. They have weird outfits sometimes. Yeah, I've never been, like, it depends, obviously, right? With, like, a lot of these sort of, like, lolly-presenting VTubers and whatever. Especially if they do voices and stuff like that. They're not helping themselves. They're only making it look worse, right? There's examples. If you know, you know, right? I've had this take before when it comes to, what? Depictions of... lolly in artwork, such as lolly artwork. If it's, again, not meant to be interpreted as children doing like weird sexual acts, then who really cares? Because then you can just make the argument it's just like a short stack woman who's like tiny, right? And that's a thing that happens, right? Sometimes women are tiny. They're tiny and they have flat chests. It is what it fucking is, and they look like children sometimes. It's a genetic thing. Whatever, right? But if they're doing sexual stuff with it, and they are implying that they're children, and this is the perfect example that I always go to. It's a slice of life anime. Boy Meets Man, you may be vaguely aware of this as well. Slice of life anime. Its name is Dragon Maid, with the Twister scene. If you know, you know, right? That shit is pedo shit, 1000 fucking %, and they fully went into the lolly pedo shit in terms of that one. Not familiar, and I'd rather not know. You do not, like, if you look up Dragon Maid Twister scene, you'll know. That is egregious. That's bad. But lolicons will defend it. Lolicons would defend that shit. And that is period, end of story, lolly shit. Okay? No two fucking ways about it. Yep, it went into that shit pretty heavily, actually. It was really, really bad. So much so that eventually, I don't remember the name of the character, AJ, because they just fully started doing, like, lolly pedo bait shit on that anime specifically. There's a character who is obviously one of the fucking dragons living with humans and whatnot, who just had, more or less all of the features of a child, but ginormous fucking tits. And it's just like, alright. The main Dragon Maid, yes, is an adult. And is fully coded as an adult. 1000%. But, it's two of the other characters. And there's, like, also another character that lives with a boy. And she looks like an adult woman, lives like with a little boy, and the relationship there is also extremely fucking sussy. Also, that shit, sus, very sus. That's fucking Shota shit. That's also fucking bad. Okay. That show was just like, it was slated to be like I don't know, a little cutesy slice of life sort of anime, and then I don't know, they just went fully down the pedophilia fucking rabbit hole, and it's just like, all right. Nice meme, dude. It was really bad, actually. Okay. Wonder if the manga was anything like that? These things can be made with biochambers, which means we'd need to make nutrients there. Interesting. How can we make nutrients on this planet? Because we definitely will try to do that at some point. But yeah, for someone like Tactical Templar, for example, he probably would love Dragon Maid because of all of the pedophilia. Guys, did you know that all MAGA weirdos are just gaggles of pedophiles? Who would have thought? Who knew? Oops, all pedophilia. Oops, they just want to rape kids. It depends on who's doing the censorship, actually, right? 4Kids is, will go pretty ham in terms of censorship, right? I'm not sure if the standards have been changed recently, but I don't think that's exactly the case whatsoever. Yeah, four kids in in Canada and in the United States. I mentioned 4 kids, right? Because 4 kids will sometimes have anime on there, right? This ain't just an America thing, it's or Canada thing. It's also an America thing. 4 kids goes pretty ham with that stuff. Huh. Alright, well, now we have to make this brown froth. Mmm, brown froth. Yummy. Yummy! Didn't 4 kids shut down like 10 years ago? Did it? I don't remember, honestly. Probably. And who does fucking, it did, 2017. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. These fucking inputs, dude. Oh boy. Okay. Jesus Christ, man, this is fucking awful. Wow, this is fucking horrendous. I'm gonna be honest. This is terrible. I saw people on Twitter upset at Australia censoring manga. I mean, nothing's illegal over here. You could probably get a okay, you like... But we're talking about what gets aired on, like, television. Because that shit was aired on television within Japan. If you go to, like, some fucking website somewhere that gets, like, that pirates subs and dubs, no holds bar, right? I'm talking about, like, mainstream TV series. Because that shit was, like, I'm pretty sure it was on... it was aired on Japanese television. That's what I'm talking about. Where they just don't give a fuck, and they have a pedophilia problem in Japan anyways. Right? That's what I'm saying. So why the fuck these losers get mad about the fact that obvious instances of lolly shit get fucking censored? Like, it's so stupid and cringe, but whatever. If I played Xenoblade 2, I've played none of the Xenoblades. All I know is that in one of the Xenoblades, the main character is in a love triangle with a woman with a split personality who's like 2 different women or something. That's really all I know. And Shulk has like the Monado. And that's about it. But I know that from Super Smash Bros. But that's literally it. That is all that I know. going to stop with the Factor Oreos for the time being. Okay, well, we're going to have to close Factorio because otherwise it'll make my memory go crazy. No sex or full nudity. Main characters 14 and 15-year-old male falls in love with 2-3 women who are technically ancient beings. And they also kind of have a crush back. It's harem anime. So again, Japan has a pedophile problem. It just does. Japan just has a pedo problem. Daho, isn't that a little reductive? Maybe. But, like, let's really be honest here. Japan's got a fucking big pedo problem. Well, they don't have sex until he's older, though. Well, I guess that's better than most. So good job, Xenoblade, for doing the bare minimum. I guess. And 3, literally right at the end, they drop a major revelation regarding 2 in the last 20 seconds of the game, and it's insane. And what would that be? I don't think anyone's going to just say it. Who cares? No one's gonna give a shit. Child marriage in India used to be super rampant. Isn't anymore like 20 years ago. Almost half of all women got married before 18. Now it's 1/4 and declining. Well, that's good. So, by the way, Lucari only got banned for 7 days on Twitch. Twitch, you gotta make that shit a fucking perma, man. Rex is split between who he likes more, Pyro or Mithra. Okay, it was Xenoblade 2, Pyro or Mithra. Because Pyro and Mithra are also in Smash. cat girl who directly says she loves him, but he has to pull a I love all of you guys to get her advances. So I knew about Pyra and Mithra. Didn't know about the cat girl. This shit. It should be okay now. Should be stable. Yeah, shit's looking stable. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If you sort of 100% Xenoblade 2, the title screen changes from Rex holding Pyra and Mithra's hands to cat girl showing up and holding his hand instead sometimes. Okay. Sometimes the scene is different. She shows up, pushes him into the cloud sea. She holds hands with Pyra and Mithra. Okay. 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 Curses. Me calling the thumb-looking head asshole a ugly-ass bitch got smacked down by TikTok. Fuck you, TikTok. You suck. No, you're bullying people. What the fuck? All right. Rex becomes polygamous and has 3 kids with Pyra, Mithra, and Nia. Okay. Sure, man. He can have his fun. Alright. I'm gonna grab water, I'm gonna head to the bathroom, then we're gonna talk about news de jour. Also, don't forget, tomorrow there is no stream. There is no stream tomorrow. Anyway, I'll be right back. Ugh. Ay. My fucking stupid ass headset not connected again. Fucking bastard. Now we're doing this fucking shit, YouTube. Fuck off. Hey, when you do this. Fix this shit, of course, in fucking time. I hate this shit, it's annoying. I already like this. There we go. Annoying. All right, fixed. Grab this shit. Ask Golden why he doesn't do research before giving political takes. All I need to understand is human psychology and incentives. I don't need to read your little book or Wikipedia article. None of that stuff matters. I mean, if you want to be able to form a coherent opinion, Asmongold, then, in order to be able to, like, form some form of philosophical, or belief in something, it requires for you to read. Reading is actually very, very necessary, Asmongold. Fortunately, Asmongold is not very intelligent. Yeah, reading? Cringe! Who reads? What kind of fucking homo queer fucking loser reads? Also, I don't know if you saw the weirdo that we had in the one of the more recent Nux short, Boy Meets Mini. But the dude is basically, I don't know, doing like very weird, like 1850s eugenicist arguments in the fucking comment section. It's very fucking weird. It's just like, okay, but buddy, like, go back to like go back to fucking 1850s or some shit and do this like weird LARP shit. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. He's like trying to say like, oh, Africa is also, that's how you're actually supposed to say it. Africa is also part of African American vernacular English. Dude, shut the fuck up. Like, we're talking about Nux Taku here. He said, probably said Africa with a K because he's a fucking idiot. Imagine giving Nux that amount of fucking credit. Oh, by the way, that dude never addressed it. Like, why are you giving Nux that amount of fucking credit? Like, why? This is Nux Taku. He's an idiot. Well, have you ever possibly considered that this is the actual way black people say it? It's just like... Okay, so then why is he, a white dude, fucking saying that then? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make your argument look better. It makes it look worse. Like, you're just stupid. Like, I don't know, you just hate black people. like it really is. It's an Occam's razor with a lot of these people. It's like, I think you just have a problem with black people, dude. I've heard of the Africa with the K thing. No fucking way. Nux Taku knows that. I barely know that. I don't, but like, yeah, I refuse. There's like, I do not think for even 3 seconds that Nux Taku knows about how, like, I don't know, if we're doing like the Nazi meme, like the Afrika Korps, which is Africa with the K, right? But no fucking way he knows about that shit, okay? Nux is an idiot. There's no way he knows about any of that stuff. Okay? He does not know how to dog whistle, okay? He only knows how to foghorn, okay? He does not dog whistle. He just says what he fucking believes. The new Green Party ad looks really, really good. I want to take a look at this ad. Mike from PA, is there really a reason why the left in the UK isn't just coalescing behind this man? Because they're all power-hungry losers like you are, Mike from PA. It is what it is. Doing actual effective politics? Nah. Why do that when we can just do some fucking LARP shit instead? Mike from PA should very well know about a lot of LARP shit. Because from what I understand, the Green Party has not put out their sort of policy platform quite yet, but we'll see what happens. Although they might do that eventually. So, from what I understand, there was a big protest that happened in Minnesota, Minneapolis, eh? Like, basically, a day of general strike. The sun almost froze. I mean, it's like minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, right? That's like minus 30. Probably like minus 20 at the very least. Not accounting wind chill, right? Supposed to be minus 50 here, by the way. That's with wind chill. Minus 25 degrees with wind chill. Woof! That's cold. Can we get a high guard stream in 3 days? Yeah, isn't that high guard that's like the one thing that got that's like that one fucking hero shooter that was at what's the at the game awards, right? And it looks like LARP shit. And there was like no news ever since that one trailer. It was a Titanfall death that dropped news today, so it's coming out in 3 days. Okay. Or low key. Yeah, I don't think I don't really care. Oh, wall. Okay. Do I want to talk about this, like, dumbass, like, Amelia AI slop shit? I really don't want to, because it's just, like, no alt girl would be a fucking Nazi. That's stupid. Maybe there'd be, like, 1 or 2 of them, but an alt girl who looks like fucking Amelia is not going to be a Nazi, alright? This is not happening. All the dreams of these dumbass, weirdo, fucking Nazi dipshits is that it's not happening. Yeah, I know, but I literally went through that whole thing with, like, some buddies of mine in a fucking call once, and it's just, they do it's such a terrible fucking job, because there's, the representation that they use for the chud, quote-unquote, femoid, the choid, like, is just, that never fucking happens. Never does that fucking happen, dude. What's the name of the new UK Green leader again? It's like Zach Pistorius, I think, or something. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't remember his name. Zach Polanski. It's Zach Polanski? Isn't Zach Polanski like a weird article, like weird actor or some shit? No, that's Roman Polanski. Okay. It is Zach Polanski. That shows you how good I am with fucking names. Can't believe I'm confusing my Polanskis. How dare I? Trump administration is weighing new tactics to drive regime change in Cuba. Oh, well. Oh boy, total blockade on their oil imports. God, history is so funny, dude. Can't even join a Palestine Action Zoom meeting to watch their speakers or they arrest you. That's true. The UK game was correct. That's true. Marco Rubio is going to save everyone from communalism or something. I'm anti that game, even though it's vaguely trying to be Amelia as a British first person. It's all part. No, it's a really bad execution of an anti-radicalization message. That's the fucking problem. They tried to be anti-radical, and then they just fucked up. Well, listen, the reason why that fucking country is completely dead, AJ, is because of fucking Margaret Thatcher essentially just raping that country to death with neoliberal austerity. Like, the UK it's a dead fucking country, basically. It's dead. Yes, I do believe it doesn't technically, right? Man, there's a lot of DHS leaked memos, huh? We got everything we want now. About to say, why the fuck does it say it's fucking 11 on my clock for my computer? It should not be 11. They turned back the fuck. No, it's because my fucking taskbar is fucked up because of the memory crash. That's why. All right. Let's get started with this shit. Guys, did you know that everybody fucking really hates ice? Shocker, I know. The people really do not like ice for a lot of various reasons. Many of which we can consistently cite. Huge protests. Basically a day of trying to shut down the city in Minneapolis. In like minus 25 degree Fahrenheit weather. For our Celsius heads right there. It's minus 25 with wind chill. Well, minus 25 Fahrenheit and Celsius, that's almost like minus 40, something like that. That's really fucking cold, and a bunch of people are going out to fucking protest ice. Yeah. This is a statewide general strike that's demanding ice to be out of Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis. Because it turns out people really fucking hate this organization. I wonder why. Considering the fact that they just murdered one of their own citizens, of course that being Renee Nicole Good, and are constantly running around using children now as bait in order to get at people, and are just doing a bunch of illegal actions in order to be able to do their enforcement, quote unquote. We're going to get to all of this. Obviously, everything that ICE has been doing is illegal because they're basing it off of an administration warrant. Essentially saying that the current administration, that of course being the Trump administration, is giving them the right to basically do whatever the fuck they want. Obviously, there is zero legal basis on any of this whatsoever. None, zip, zilch, nada. They have no legal basis to do any of their fucking enforcement actions whatsoever. And now people are starting to do general strikes out in the streets of the state of Minnesota. You fucking love to see it, don't you, ladies, gentlemen, and those in between. So much so that even like the high schoolers are starting to participate in all of this. Hundreds upon hundreds of students are probably, honestly, at this point, not just hundreds. This is probably just from this one school, but like thousands of students are walking out. And this is not just happening in Minneapolis, by the way. This is happening all across the United States of America. Why? Should be rather simple, conservatives. It turns out ICE will also just go on school grounds in order to also just kidnap a bunch of fucking kids. Unironically, which is illegal. I don't know how many times this has to be said to these conservative bootlicking fucking dumbasses, these cultists, these fucking freaks. Every action that ICE is currently taking against the people of the United States of America has no legal basis whatsoever. Just because the current administration that's in power said like, oh, they can just do whatever they want because we said that they can do whatever they want, is not going to fucking hold up in court and has not been consistently holding up in court. The Trump administration has been consistently losing court battle after court battle after court battle because of the actions of ICE. Because every time they appeal, it gets fucking smacked down fucking instantaneously. Mostly because they're desperately trying to get those up to the Supreme Court where who are sympathetic to the Trump administration. But a quick leaked memo from the DHS, which is probably like, I don't know, there's been like a couple, like dozens of these that have been leaking in particular. But here's a big one. Secretive DHS memo authorizes ICE to illegally enter homes without a judicial warrant in violation of the Fourth Amendment. So they're just saying like, fuck it, you can just go in, who the fuck cares? This is illegal, by the way. Any court case that's brought up against this is automatically going to fucking win. And what essentially the Trump administration is essentially trying to do here is illegal. It just is. Because, it turns out in order to be able to justify the I don't know, the deportation of like 22 million people, which the Trump administration has been constantly saying they want to do. The only way for them to be able to go forward with something like that is illegal. That's the only way. The only means that they could do this through is illegal means. Like, it's just nonsensical. You can't fucking do this. It's stupid. By memorandum dated the May 12th, 2025, so this was over a fucking year ago, Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons authorizes ICE agents to forcibly enter into certain people's homes without a judicial warrant, consent, or an emergency. Just flagrant violation of the Constitution. Specifically, in the May 12th memo, the acting ICE director authorized ICE agents to rely on Form I-205, which is not a judicial warrant. Again, there are now, at this point, multiple congressional candidates showing this is what an actual judicial warrant is. This is the LARP shit that fucking ICE gives you. That shit's illegal. It's not signed by a judge. Letting people know of their rights. Has been provided to select DHS official. No, that's not it. Which is not a judicial warrant to enter the residence of an alien subject to a final order of deportation without consent, including a necessary and reasonable amount of force. Again, illegal. The federal police can't just like barge into fucking someone's house in order to go after someone that they have reasonable suspicion of harboring an illegal migrant. Again, reasonable suspicion in the mind of the Supreme Court, in the mind of the Trump administration, has been broadly granted by these dipshits and is essentially just racial profiling. If your skin's a little too brown, you dress a little too Hispanically, you have like some weird looking tattoos, and you can probably just be an illegal migrant. We don't really fucking know. Who cares? Oh, 1000%. Yeah, like, listen, it is going to end predictably, but this is exactly what the Trump administration has always wanted. This is exactly what fucking conservatives have wanted. Lawlessness, might makes right, and this is the law of the jungle. This is what they've been constantly begging for over and over and over again, and it's here now. And, well, conservatives, you better get fucking used to it, because guess what? It turns out everybody fucking hates this bullshit. Who would have fucking thought? But as we all obviously know, ICE is willing to lie to you. They will just lie, okay? They are liars. They are charlatans. Fundamentally speaking, for police services to actually work, there has to be some form of a modicum of trust. Anything that an ICE officer is saying, you should just automatically assume is probably a lie and has no fucking legal basis. They detained a fucking 5-year-old, for fuck's sake, in order to use him as bait to get at the kid's fucking father. The Columbia Heights Public School District says federal agents have detained 4 of its students in 4 separate incidents over the last 2 weeks. Again, this is illegal. ICE agents are not allowed to go on school grounds and randomly just kidnap fucking 5-year-olds. This is, listen, this is just evil. These people are demons. But then again, Stephen Miller has a sex-trafficked, possibly raped wife, so it makes sense that why he is just ontologically fucking evil. Like, again, Stephen Miller, just evil, not a human. One child is a 5-year-old boy who attends a district elementary school and was used as bait to draw family members out of their home. Why detain a 5-year-old? You can't tell me that this child is going to be classified as a violent criminal. Zena Stefnik, the Columbia Heights superintendent, told reporters Wednesday. According to Stenvik, mass agents apprehended 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos in his driveway on Tuesday. Oh, driveway, huh? This is private fucking property, you fucking dumbasses. That's illegal. Illegal. Violation of the 4th Amendment. That's fucking private property right there, dumbasses. On Tuesday, as he returned home from school with his father, another adult living in the home was outside and begged the agents to let him take care of the small child, and was refused. Instead, the agent took the child out of the still-running car, led him to the door, and directed him to knock on the door, asking to be let in order to see if anyone else was at home, essentially using a 5-year-old as bait. by the way, this is also fucking illegal. Using a kid as, because as soon as the fucking door opens, they all are just going to fucking rush in, right? This is what you never open the door to these motherfuckers, because again, what they are doing is illegal. They are doing this without a warrant. You have the legal right to tell them to leave your fucking property. And again, who wants to make a bet? These guys are probably, at the very least, either naturalized citizens or permanent fucking residents. Again, illegal. This is illegal. About 5% of the people that ICE randomly fucking apprehend are, guess what? Have illegal migration crime as part of their crimes. Otherwise, the vast majority of people who get detained by these Gestapo fucking freaks have zero criminal convictions on them. I think it's like 73% of them. Again, non-fucking sensical. Agents later took the father and child in a vehicle and sent them to Texas. Stenvik said Liam's family has an active asylum case with no deportation orders. So again, they came in legally through the asylum system, which is, again, legal. You can just fucking do that if you want. Period. End of fucking story. Whoa, what a fucking shocker. Because that's a part of international law, and a law that fucking the United States helped to partially set up. It's genuinely fucking insane, dude. I viewed the legal paperwork with my own eyes, Stenvik said, adding that leaders from Liam's school visited the home on Tuesday after he was detained to provide support to his family, including a middle school student in the district who returned home to find his father and brother had been taken. Wow, his older brother fucking came back and saw that his family just got fucking snatched. Mark Prokesh, whatever, who is a lawyer representing Ramos' family, said he is still not sure the exact current bouts of Liam and his dad, somewhere in fucking Texas. He believes, based on the experience of other clients he's worked with, they are currently in Texas in a family holding cell. Every step of their immigration process has been doing what they've been asked to do, and this is just cruelty. Prokesh said, noting that Ramos' family is currently going through an asylum application process. Again, all the conservatives constantly like to say, why don't these illegal migrants just go through the correct legal processes in order to become citizens? Because first off, you've defunded most of those avenues, you've defunded the courts, and you've defunded the institutions that would take care of this bureaucracy and this paperwork. Because again, you just want a political issue to run on, because you know you can't run on policy, because you know that your policy is incredibly fucking unpopular. And also, they are doing everything necessary in order to try to become naturalized citizens, and then you just fucking snatch them anyways. There are reports that people are too scared to go outside, and so the community within Minneapolis goes out, buys food for these families, and just gives it to them. Community fucking solidarity, because again, the Trump administration would just prefer to do evil instead. Asking if the 5-year-old's detainment was illegal, Prokesh said, probably not. And that's what's going to make my job really difficult. Just because something is legal doesn't mean it's moral, yes. They may have the legal authority to detain a 5-year-old, but why? That's the fucking issue. Because again, they think that they have the fucking legal authority to just randomly detain a fucking 5-year-old. But again, devil's in the fucking details. What did this 5-year-old do in order to get fucking detained? I don't know. Looked a little too fucking brown for the, taste of these Gestapo fucking freaks. Liam's teacher, Ella Sullivan, was in visible tears during the announcement that Liam had been taken away. He's a bright young student, and he's so kind and loving, and his classmates miss him, and all I want for him is to be safe and back here, Sullivan said. According to Columbia Heights district officials, 3 other students, all under the age of 18, have been detained by federal agents in recent weeks. A 10-year-old student who was in 4th grade at a Columbia Heights elementary school was apprehended with her mother while on her way to class. During the arrest, the child called her father on the phone to tell him that ICE agents were bringing her to her school. The father immediately came to the school to find that both his daughter and wife had been taken. Stenvik said by the end of the school day, they were taken in a detention center in Texas. Yeah, they tend to move these motherfuckers instantaneously. Again, barbarism, family fucking separation shit. Because of the vague sort of Title 42 fucking nonsense that the Trump administration is trying to apply to every form of immigration enforcement. Thank you, Joe Biden, for keeping that shit in place, you stupid fucking moron. According to Stenvik, another student was taken by ICE on the way to school on Tuesday, January 20th. Last week, a 17-year-old student in the district was detained when, as Stenvik said, ICE agents pushed their way into an apartment. Illegal. Again, everything that these motherfuckers do is just illegal. Violation of the Fourth Amendment. Last week, ICE agents have been roaming our neighborhood, circling our schools, following our buses, coming into our parking lots, and taking our children. The sense of safety in our community and around our schools is shaken and our hearts are shattered. Again, let's be honest here. Do you really think that anyone's going to have any fucking trust in the United States of America after doing shit like this, traumatic shit like this? Of fucking course not. They never will. Oh, what does J.D. Vance have to say about this? The father was an illegal alien, and when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran. He has an asylum claim, and he's going through the process of asylum. J.D. Vance. That's what he's supposed to do, legally speaking. JD, just a lie. That's what they're doing, legally speaking. And so he's being held in the United States while he's going through an asylum application. It's all illegal. It's just illegal what they're doing here. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old, but what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old freeze to death? Are they not supposed to arrest an illegal alien in the United States of America? He was going through the process of getting an asylum application, you dumbass, because more than likely he left his country because of your dumb fuck president doing some probable stupid fuck shit. Or probably some dumbass shit from Obama, or some dumbass shit from Joe Biden. Who the fuck knows? He went to the United States, claimed asylum, which is allowed by international fucking law, and as a result has been granted clemency for the time being in the United States of America while his application is being processed. That is the process. That's how it fucking works. But did the Trump administration give a fuck about any of that stuff? No. Stenvik said nearly a third of students in her district have stayed home in recent weeks out of fear. This surge has changed nearly everything about our daily lives. Students are watching abductions on their way to school, on their way home, and through their windows. Imagine the trauma of a child being picked up by masked and armed agents, seeing their parents in handcuffs and being used to attempt to lure their mother out of the house and into danger. What has become of our country? Soy LARPing fucking morons, groiper little freaks have basically taken over the country. And are just saying like, yeah, we're going to deport all those illegals, even though they're going through all of the correct legal sort of processes in order to become, naturalized fucking citizens. I remember there was like a big protest as well of some ICE evangelical Christian, just like you're saying, Boy Meets Minnie, encourage their kids to do cop ride-alongs. Of course, like, evangelical Protestants have never given a fuck at all about maintaining and building community. Only for white people. That's all they fucking care about. But there was this one evangelical pastor who is also apparently an ICE director, like a higher up ICE officer, who got his, church protested against. A bunch of people came in and started talking a bunch of shit. Talking about like, you don't actually give much of a flying fuck about Christianity. Like, you don't give a shit at all. Oh, yeah, Christy Nome said it was a fucking church attack. No, those were peaceful protesters. Just yelling and causing a fucking scene. You can fucking do that. If the pastor said you can leave, that you should leave, then they would have to leave and they can get fucking arrested. Again, that's private fucking property. They could say that they have to leave. But again, it was peaceful. Not violent, like what the Trump administration makes it out to look like. Several other Twin Cities school districts have told NPR News they are seeing student absenteeism rates between 20 and 40% in the last 2 weeks. Not really surprising. A lot of these students are probably terrified that they're going to get snatched up by La Migra. And the Minneapolis and St. Paul districts have canceled classes this week and last for several days to allow teachers to prepare to transition large numbers of students to virtual learning. Several other school districts in the Twin Cities say they're having a surge in students requesting virtual learning options. And again, this is exactly what the fucking Trump administration wants. They just want people in fear to make them more fucking stupid so then they can more easily control them. But here's an ICE spokesperson talking about this whole situation. Why don't we take a look?
This week, ICRO conducted targeted enforcement operation to arrest Adrian Alexander Conejo Arias, an illegal alien who was released back into the interior of the United States by the previous administration.
Because he was going through, again, the asylum process. That's how it works. He goes into a port of entry, claims asylum, he gets released into the United States of America to live somewhere in the United States while his asylum process is being basically processed. That's the word I'm looking for. That's how it fucking works, dumbass. But Stephen Miller would prefer to, I don't know, like, separate families in order to have, like, more Latinos to fucking rape for himself or some shit. I don't fucking know.
When officers approached Conejo Arias, he and his child were in a vehicle. Arias fled from law enforcement on foot, abandoning his child in the middle of winter in a vehicle. One of our officers stayed behind with that child, while other officers apprehended his father. After conducting the arrest, my officers stayed with the child. They cared for him, took him to get something to eat from a drive-thru restaurant, and spent hours ensuring he was taken care of.
I don't know how many times this has to be said, but again, the whole basis of what ICE is doing here is illegal. Illegal. Illegal, illegal, illegal. It is illegal, fundamentally fucking speaking. Like, demons. These people, they're just liars. Violation of the fucking Fourth Amendment. Violation of, who knows how many other fucking amendments and laws. Because again, the only reason why ICE is basically allowed to fucking do this is because the administration just said that they can. That's like literally it.
Again.
And now they're going to say that, like, again, DHS spokesperson Tristan McLaughlin is saying that the little boy was abandoned by his own father. No, you fucking you apprehended the kid on his fucking driveway of his fucking house in order to use him as bait to get at the fucking dad and then arrest both of them anyways. Illegal, 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 illegal.
My officers did that, not his father. My officers did everything they could to reunite him with his family. Tragically, when we approached the door of his residence...
Just a fucking lie. No, you detained the kid on his driveway of the fucking house. Illegal. Again, illegal. In order to use him as bait in order to get at the fucking dad. The rest of the family. Demons. These people are not human. They're subhuman. And I'm being serious about this. If the next fucking Democratic nominee is not at the very least for abolishing this terrorist organization, they're dead on arrival. Period.
Residents. The people inside refused to take him in and open the door.
Yeah, because you were trying to also arrest the fucking dad, who has, I'm going to keep saying this, a currently ongoing asylum application going on. It's almost as if these guys purposefully don't understand how the system works because, again, they just want to deport a bunch of people. The cruelty is the point.
Let me say it again. They saw the young boy, and they refused to open the door and take him back.
Because what you're doing is illegal. That's them fucking following their rights, by the way. So you can claim that the father abandoned his fucking kid all along. You're using the kid as bait in order to get at him. Illegal. Again, at that point, the only thing that he can fucking do is call the police and arrest the fucking ICE agents.
This is the human side of the job that my officers do.
Yeah, sure, human
They're
side.
And women, they have children of their own. They sacrifice everything for their families.
My ICE office, my officers, my little Gestapo freakazoid fucking weirdos are just only trying to reunite families by fucking kidnapping them and taking them to fucking Texas in a separate holding facility. Yeah, okay, dude.
For a fact that they were heartbroken to see the child's own family leave him behind.
Oh, I'm sure.
Fortunately,
fucking liars.
Arias eventually requested that his child stay with him. We do everything in our power not to separate families. So
You literally used a 5-year-old as fucking bait to get at the dad. Demons. These people are not human.
they took him back together to Minneapolis, here to the city, to the ICE facility for processing, and now they are being well cared for at a family residential center.
Yeah, you did that in fucking Texas, by the way. You took them 1,000 miles away. But here, if we're talking about also the Democrats, because guess what? The Democrats are not also angels in any of this whatsoever. Say hello to the 7 fucking Democrats who could have stopped the DHS ICE funding bill, but they didn't. These fucking demons who are complicit. They are collaborationists. Hello, Mary Glusenkamp Perez, Ezra Klein's newest favorite little fucking stooge. Very, very fucking interesting that you decided to, I don't know, go along with the ICE Gestapo fucking funding further. I guess Ezra Klein is okay with all of this. Well, that's a little fucking interesting. I'm not surprised by this being done by fucking Henry Cuellar. You know, he's barely a fucking human. If he could have abortion still be illegal within the United States of America, he would. Thomas Swazi, also a fucking demon. A bunch of fucking, by the way, New York Democrats. Demons, by the way, you know. Laura Gillen, you know, also a fucking demon. Probably upper state New York fucking dumbasses. In like, I don't know, country Blumpkin fucking weirdo, districts where people fucking hate them. And, like, it's just a bunch of fucking demons who decided to vote for this shit. You know? These people, you know, hey, DSA, other left-leaning progressive organizations, here's some fucking targets for you guys that you should go after. A bunch of fucking goddamn demons. Man, I thought Ezra Klein was supposed to be a fucking progressive, yet one of his, like, favorite little fucking toadies is voting alongside on the Fund Gestapo bill. What happened, Ezra? I thought you were progressive. Oh, it turns out that was all full of fucking shit. What else is there to really say about this? It turns out that a lot of people fucking hate ICE. The adults hate ICE. The kids sure as shit hate ICE. Because they decide to fucking detain a 5-year-old and use them as bait to get at the rest of the fucking family. These people are just evil. And everyone in this wretched, miserable organization simply exists for one purpose and one purpose only. Ever since it's been established 20 fucking years ago by George fucking W. Bush, all it always has been there to accomplish is to justify and go forth and do evil. Doesn't matter if it was under the Obama administration, the Trump administration, or the Biden administration. They are just repugnant, evil little fucking dipshits, and at the first moment that they should have been fucking abolished, they should have been abolished. But unfortunately, the Democrats only care so much about the preserving of the vaunted institutions. Fuck you. Suck my dick and eat my fucking shit. All these people, these Democrat fucking dipshits, if the first order principle is not the abolition of fucking ICE, they are dead on arrival. Get rid of them. Lock them all up. These people deserve to all be thrown in jail, thrown in a fucking hole with the key thrown away. Because what they are doing is fundamentally illegal, and this illegal institution should be done away with. As it always should have been from the beginning. Ever since George Bush established this institution. It should be all burnt down and fucking gone rid of. Fuck these stupid Democrats and fuck these Gestapo little freaks and the Republicans that fucking support them. Don't think there's really much else to say besides fuck ICE. Who cares about the fucking YouTube chatter? That guy's just retarded. It doesn't matter what that YouTube chatter fucking believes. Just like brain, just doesn't have a brain. Is too stupid in order to be able to formulate any thought that doesn't involve like sucking fucking Trump off. Like just has to give Trump that big fucking gluck. Has to just give Trump that big fucking gluck. Getting attacked by Flum Nation right now. Alright. Let's fucking do this. There may be some hope for the United Kingdom. That's actually fucking insane. I never would have thought that this could be honestly possible. We all know about the LARP party shit that Jeremy Corbyn is trying to basically organize, and as well with it's something Sultana, right? Something Sultana, that stupid left-leaning party, which is pretty much dead on fucking arrival, is not going to fundamentally do anything, because obviously the only current options that exist right now within the United Kingdom is either Tory light or just Tory but Nazi, and just the Tories. So dog shit, and more dog shit. And there is basically like no left option within the United Kingdom. Basically, hope is dead and people are fucking desperate. From what I understand, because of these ads, at the very least, Keir Starmer's still probably going to be empowered. The latest an election can happen within the United Kingdom, I believe, is in 2029. If there is no votes of no confidence, of course, which would force an election, and that would certainly change the dynamics of everything. The current Green leader right now is Zach Polanski, seemingly channeling his inner Zoran Mamdani. Now, of course, from what I understand, a policy platform has not been put out quite yet by the Greens, but I'm assuming what is basically trying to happen here is there's probably going to be eventually be some convention for the Green Party where they are going to put out their policy platform. Still probably needs to be fleshed out and whatnot, but we'll see exactly what happens. But so far, Zach Polanski here, he's done multiple really good ads, and he's certainly talking the talk. But is he going to walk the walk? We'll have to wait and see. Why don't we take a look at this video?
Why does it feel like everyone's running all the time? You are, we all are, like we can never catch a breath. Rent's up, water bill's up. You dread opening that next energy bill. And when did everything become such a luxury? Going to a cafe, reading glasses are too expensive so you squint. Even going to the dentist gets put off. So you cut back and you pick up the pace. No holiday this year.
This is a really good fucking analogy, right? The analogy that the poor is expected to keep working at the behest of all of these super rich fucking assholes who just simply exist to exploit them. This will speak really, really well. Because again, people are going to be thinking like, yeah, why am I just not allowed to participate, broadly speaking, in my like local economy? I can't go to cafes. I don't have money to do that. I can't go out to like a bar and just hang out with my buddies. I don't have the money to do that. I can't afford basic health care because the NHS is collapsing because the fucking current government that's in power right now, the Tory lights and the Tories, refused to give it adequate funding. Because that was the thing that happened under Rishi Sunak. He refused to give it adequate fucking funding and wanted the NHS to get fucking privatized. The one good thing that Britain still had left is fully public healthcare system. Very, very fucking popular, which has been allowed to lapse. Instead, all we have right now is like in the UK is just like this complete like autistic fucking fixation on all the like fucking pensioners. It's like, nah, dude. Like, listen, there's a lot more issues to focus on besides that of the fucking dumbass pensioners.
Yeah. Sorry, kids. Living with tooth pain. You take a second job, sometimes 3, just to stay where you are. Wages stuck in 2008. Prices racing ahead.
Americans can really empathize with what is being described here. Because every working class American is now more or less expected to work 2 or 3 jobs just to be able to survive.
You never get to see the kids, snapping at them when you do. And it's the same story all around the country. Cities, towns, villages. People working full-time, still broke. Builders building houses they'll never live in. Nurses queuing up at food banks. And we're the lucky ones, the ones with jobs. Some people can't run at all. Students buried in debt. Disabled kids denied support, pensioners choosing which room to heat, if any. The pressure never lifts, so the rest of us run faster to help the people we love. The NHS is buckling, our rivers are full of filth, hopelessness sets in, and you're moving so fast, everything is just a blur. And that's when it hits you. What if the answer isn't to run faster? What if the most powerful thing we can do, all of us, all together at once, is to stop running?
Perfect. There's no notes. There really is no notes. Zach Polanski is capturing, and I mean perfectly capturing, the feeling of not only just how the British are feeling, but also how the Americans are feeling. How everyone around the world is currently feeling right now in terms of how it feels to be working class within either America, Britain, doesn't fucking matter. You are just running on a treadmill. And you're just not noticing how everything is seemingly getting worse. You understand in the back of your mind that things are getting worse. Everything is deteriorating, and seemingly you are putting in all of this work and you're gaining basically fucking nothing. You're plateauing, right? In terms of like this treadmill sort of running analogy. You're not losing any more weight. You're not getting any more healthier. Everything is only getting more difficult. And this is where it sort of happens. Like the instantaneous moment where you just stop and you observe what is exactly going on. And you can see that, wow, the town that I'm living in is a decrepit third world fucking shithole. And it's not necessarily anyone's fault within Britain in particular. It's not the fault of fucking migrants, which is what the reform is basically scapegoating first and foremost. No. The main problem is the fact that these towns and all these cities within the UK have been exploited by a very select few rich people at the top, all living in fucking London. Because I've said this before, but ever since Margaret Thatcher implemented austerity politics within the UK with neoliberalism and general sort of austerity, and this has been a sort of policy platform that's been done by the British for the latter part of about, I'm trying to think, several fucking years, if not longer. Multiple decades at this point. Yeah, 50 years, generally speaking, right? That dumbass Margaret Thatcher, she came in power like late 70s, early 80s, right around the same time as Reagan. The latter part of about 50 years, more and more and more and more wealth has been concentrated in the select few people within the UK. And that is in the corporations and the rich. Labor has done it. The Tories certainly have done it. The Liberal Democrats also have done it. Every single party has been completely subsumed by all the fucking corporations. Similar to that in Canada, similar to that in the United States of America. Similar to that all across the world.
And look around. Because the moment you stop running and really look, one thing becomes really clear. When the rest of us are killing ourselves to create wealth, and hardly any of it is coming back to our communities. It's going somewhere else. Upwards.
The Cayman Islands, right? That's where it's going. It's going into tax havens. It's going to fucking Swiss banks for it to just sit there and do nothing. For all this talk about these pro-capitalist people talking about capitalism, how it's the best economic system, has raised billions upon billions of people out of fucking poverty, they really don't have anything to say about this shit. It's almost as if they don't inherently understand the fucking system that they supposedly soy out for consistently, and also have barely, and I mean barely fucking any understanding or just not understanding, but would prefer to just lick the fucking boots of all these like bourgeois fucking dipshits who may hand them a fucking crumb every now and again.
To the pockets of the super rich. This isn't just an economic failure. It's a failure of leadership. The people we
Thanks,
elected
Thatcher, you
choose to
dumb
serve the
bitch.
wealthy, and not us. And yes, that is obscene. Good leaders put people before profit. They know homes are for living in, not landlords' portfolios. Energy is for warming those homes, not record dividends. And rivers are for nature and swimming in, not being poisoned to protect profits. And when we live well and we protect our environment, we don't burn out. It's how we grow. It's how our whole country grows. And yes, together, it's how we make hope normal again.
10 out of 10 fucking ad. Perfectly hits on the sort of hopelessness that people are currently facing because of exploitation. 50 years of complete laissez-faire capitalist fucking exploitation that has been happening throughout the entirety of the world ever since the New Deal has been undone and neoliberalism has been implemented by Thatcher and fucking Reagan, both burning in hell. A take that I came across that was really, really good here by someone we've not talked about on the channel for a while, Jimmy the fucking Giant. When we went over his sort of like adventure from being alt-right or more further to the right to now being some flavor of a social democrat. 2 million views in under 24 hours. Here's what Zach gets. He has captured the fundamental feeling of life in Britain under our brutal economy. He is able to portray it artistically in a way that it captures your emotions with a treadmill running metaphor. This is an emotion other politicians cannot portray as they don't experience it as privileged politicians. 10 out of fucking 10. Because guess what? It's a bunch of billionaires paying a bunch of millionaires in order to implement policy that is positive to their fucking positions. And this has been done by every British administration since the fucking 80s. And guess what? Those chickens are starting to come home to roost. This is not a feeling Farage has any experience of. If I recall correctly, Farage is just a fucking Nepo baby, right? Nepo baby, silver spoon in his fucking mouth. He's always been a rich little fucking asshole. Because again, what does Farage blame for all of this? He just scapegoats immigrants. That's it. That's pretty much his whole shtick. Just like every other fascist fucking dumbass. And when they get into power, they're not going to be able to do everything, and things are only going to get worse. Because guess what? Fascists have never been interested in making anything better. Just even worse for someone else, and for someone else who they deem to not be conformist to the world order that they seek to build. The only feeling they can tap into is cultural resentment and anger. This is effective for a certain demographic, typically boomers with cultural grievances, but it is not as resonant as the personal hardship and struggle of daily life in Britain for working people. Complaining about refugee boats and trans people is much less immediate and mainly is a feeling generated secondhand through social media content as opposed to first-hand experience. 1000 fucking percent. Every single time these culture war grievance fucking bullshit gets pulled on, such as immigration and trans people, they mark so much more low on the list of priorities for voters. Not just in Britain, but also in the US, but also in Canada. In every single white Western nation, it has always been about the economy stupid, right? That dumbass shit that James Carville fucking said. Rearing its fucking ugly head. And he was correct when he fucking said that. And guess what? And now it's rearing its ugly head yet again. Great work from the Greens. What I would like to see is direct policy proposals and calls to action to organize locally on problems that affect local communities, food banks, litter, lack of social space, etc. Definitely do not disagree with this whatsoever here by Jimmy the Giant. But I'm assuming since it's not election season quite yet, whatever convention the Green Party probably has, because they're just putting out a bunch of ads, a momentum is starting to build. They probably have not built a policy platform to necessarily appeal to this, because I believe Zach Polanski was only elected as the Green leader fairly recently. They may not have their new flagship policy platform necessarily put together yet, so we'll give it a little bit of time. We'll see exactly what's happening, because I do agree with what he's saying here. So far, they're talking the talk. Are they going to walk the walk? We have to wait and see. But honestly, like I said before, this is a 10 out of 10 ad. Evoking very much so the same energy that Zoran Mamdani is evoking. And he's currently in power, and guess what he's been doing in just about 3 weeks in his administration? One of his key marquee policy proposals, that of childcare, universal pre-K, done. Elimination of junk fees, done. For like hotel bills, for example. That shit, done. Creating legal funds for tenants to be able to fight lawsuits against their corporatized landlord, against their corporate landlords, done. Or at the very least, he's definitely fucking working on that. He has people assigned to that, right? It turns out when government actually cares about serving the people, it does a pretty good job at serving the fucking people. It's just that for the past 40 to 50 years, what we have currently had is the dismantling of the liberal world order that led to the most economically prosperous time ever recorded in human fucking history, and replace it with this laissez-faire shithole fucking capitalism where it's all about law of the jungle, might makes right, and whoever has more money is the only one that fucking matters. Ooh, excuse me. And it turns out that people are now starting to reject the current system that has been implemented by that stupid, rotten bitch Margaret Thatcher and that dementia-addled fucking freakazoid Ronald fucking Reagan. Neoliberalism is dead. It is no longer an effective fucking system. The only stuff that remains right now is, unironically, as the socialists themselves would say, is just socialism or fucking barbarism. And guess what? It turns out a lot of people are choosing barbarism, like unironically. So we're on a pretty desperate time. But again, if there are more people like Zoran Mamdani, like Zach Polanski, like Avi Lewis, who are evoking these people, new NDP leader, of course, of Canada. Well, I'll take a look into him eventually. Then people who are willing to actually put government of people first instead of the pocketbooks of the fucking rich, and are willing to actually do something for the people, are going to be what is going to be most fucking effective in terms of politics going forward. No more of this fucking barbaristic neoliberal fucking bullshit. What the people want is the ability to have community with one another in their local areas, and for people to be able to finally work good paying union jobs and are able to have a life for themselves and no longer get exploited by these rich Epstein class pedophile fucking elitist billionaires any longer. The 40 to 50 years of neoliberalism is fucking dying. It's finally time for hope and left-leaning politics to fucking take over, because the only other option is just barbaric fucking fascism. Don't think there's really much else to say besides that. We really are in a moment of socialism or fucking barbarism. Guys, did you know that the socialists were correct? I know it's a shock to everybody, but it turns out those guys were right. Who would have thought those guys were actually really big, smart guys? You know what I am happy about? It seems like most of the normal political segments, besides like the occasional one or two, doesn't typically don't really do all that well whatsoever. But the Yap sessions have been doing very, very well recently. So I'm happy about that because those I actually put in, or at least attempt to put in, way, way more effort into them. And of course, there's all the, I guess, rage bait shit as well. Oh, and there's always like the one random video that's just like randomly just breaks through or whatever. Anywho. Let me take a look at this shit. Gen Z Republicans. It turns out there's a bunch of them. They exist. Who would have fucking thought? There was this, I suppose, Manhattan Institute article that was written in City Journal. And this is a focus group, I believe, asked by the Manhattan Institute to get the opinions of what Gen Z Republicans think very often. It turns out it's a little fucking wacky. If we all remember the sort of a leaked group chat of the young Republicans, imagine a whole lot more of those guys. Gen Z conservatives are often portrayed by the media as a cohort radicalized by economic despair. Well, for the case of a lot of them, yes, but a bunch of them are also just indoctrinated into evangelical cults. That's also true. Depicted as young people priced out of adulthood, lashing out through ideology. That's the picture you get on cable news and on Twitter, reinforced by both liberals and the oddball right. But is it true? Last week, we gathered 20 right-leaning Zoomers in a Nashville conference room for a Manhattan Institute focus group. They were mostly Trump voters, overwhelmingly Christian. So, when I mentioned it's either they just went along with Trump for the vibes because at the very least he was having some form of vision of a future and they are just radicalized by economic despair, it's either that or they're fucking cultists. Evangelical fucking Protestant cultists. College and non-college, ranging from late teens to 20-somethings edging into 30. Genuine sensibility of economic discomfort wasn't wages or rent, it was health insurance. Of course, makes sense. Group was marked by desensitization, shaped less by fear than by boredom. They were not especially anxious about their own futures. They were worried more about what AI and automation might do to people, do to other people than to themselves. Politics is entertainment, is staged for mockery, transgression, and performance, not moral seriousness or policy discipline. Sensibilities help explain their media diets and their favorite characters, most like Donald Trump. Many like Tucker Carlson, who keep politics loose, combative, and funny. Yeah, this is kind of a bad thing, because Tucker Carlson is just a fucking charlatan who just pushes a bunch of neo-Nazi conspiratorial fucking dreck. J.D. Vance, named by many as the ideal next president. I don't think J.D. Vance is going to fucking win. Why don't we take a look at the participants? 18-year-old Hispanic Baptist Republican, attending college, considers herself very right-wing, didn't vote in 2024, walked down the middle of the group. 28-year-old high school graduate, property manager, non-denominational Protestant. 28-year-old white Baptist, stay-at-home mom of two. I hope your fucking husband earns a lot of money to be able to sustain this. Highest level of education is... I don't just like any like qualifiers added to Protestant. I'm just going to assume is just a fascist, right? Just a fascist. She's Republican, highest level of education's trade school, Christian landscaper, very right wing, voted for Trump, probably won't vote, might vote. Close follower of Nick Fuentes, drove in from rural Tennessee. 29-year-old Baptist woman, works as a subcontractor renovating homes, high school educated Republican. Notice how all of these, again, are all, like, some flavor of Christian. Because, again, to be a young Republican, you have to be indoctrinated inherently by your fucking parents. Because your parents do not think of you as human. They do not, right? They think of you as homunculi, as simulacra, as things to have ideology imprinted upon. Star Wars YouTube channel. They got a fucking YouTuber? Okay, whatever. I can only assume what this fucking guy puts out, what anti-woke fucking dreck this guy talks about in his Star Wars YouTube channel. Protestant man works in marketing, IT trainer for an EV charger manufacturer. Oh, look at that. Has a bachelor's degree. 19-year-old white Republican, Christian again. 21-year-old white Republican, college studying political science, interns at the church. Of course, all these people are just religious. Some of them are independent who voted for Trump, but most of them are going to be Christian. This is the only guy who's not described as fucking Christian. Otherwise, what? Methodist Republican. We got service industry professional. Attended some college. He's a Republican. Oh, this guy's not been listed. Okay. If they're Christian or whatever. They did say most of these guys are fucking Christian. Grant and Madison, married couple. Wow, that is very, very low. Grant 27 and Madison 23. Now listen, I don't think that this is necessarily a problematic age gap. It just depends on when they might have met. Then there might be some fucking problems. 22-year-old black man with a GED works at a Dollar General. Considers himself Republican but did not vote in the last election. Okay, so vibes more than likely. Associate's degree, Christian, Republican, and white. Non-denominational, Protestant. Yeah, like here's like all the fucking people. Okay, broadly speaking. Yeah. You know, we can only take a guess into what Grant and Madison, if it's coercive or not. I may be saying a bunch of bullshit here. That's entirely possible, but you know, it's a little fucking sus. Where do you get your political news from? Tucker Carlson and fucking Fuentes. Been in political radio space for 40 years or so. He's an older dude who I think went to Vandy Carmichael. So political radio, political news from YouTubers, great. TikTok or just conversation with other people. A lot of news from social media, like varying platforms. Alex Earl. Who's Alex Earl? Not really politics, but my favorite influencer is Alex Earl. Who the fuck is that, right? I have no idea. Just some American media personality. Massive on TikTok. Okay, so just some blonde white woman. Alright. I mean, this is the 23-year-old that's married to the 27-year-old. Might not be allowed to have political opinions. Get from podcasters that I like. I'm thinking Alex Clark, Brett Cooper, as well as family members. Again, more right-wing sort of dudes. Oh, here's the dude who thinks he's a Republican. The one black guy they fucking found. Donald Trump, Ben Shapiro, and Charlie Kirk is where this guy gets his fucking news. Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson. Who the fuck is Mark Driscoll? Alex Clark and Brett Cooper. Who the fuck is Alex Clark again? Who the hell is this person? Is it this girl? Mark Driscoll is a really fascist, transphobic pastor. Okay, well, good to know. A fascist. Even other evangelicals hate him? That's really funny. Oh! Alex Clark talks the importance of Maha at it's a fucking beauty guru type shit. Alright, so this is... Okay, this Alex Clark individual might be a conspiratorial fucking dumbass. Okay. Social media and podcasts. Joe Rogan. Social media, but if not, CNN. Most of these guys, it's mostly social media and fucking podcasts. Blend of social media, so Twitter... Instagram, podcasts on Spotify, Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, mostly a lot of Christian podcasts, like the King's Hall podcast. For me, it's never just a traditional Fox News style thing. By the way, so far it's mostly like with young people, non-traditional fucking media. It's all fucking social media, and we all know the sort of consequences of that. Like, in terms of social media, why it's not a good place to get your fucking news is because the most sensationalized bullshit is what's going to be seen primarily within social media, right? Which tends to be like dumbass misinformation promoted by the right wing. It's almost as if, again, getting your news from social media, not necessarily a fucking good thing. More social media, independent journalism. You watch The Five on Fox News. Ben Shapiro. Watch CNBC fairly often as background noise when I'm doing my work. You're still a fucking conservative? That's very weird. Okay, whatever. How's the country currently doing and why? Improving, I think, a major cultural shift. There's a major cultural shift that has happened. Yeah, not anymore. Towards America First type mindset. More of a Christian mindset. Grant, I'm sorry to say, buddy, that pendulum is already fucking swinging all the way back. Donald Trump's sort of approval rating is incredibly fucking unpopular. But given their sort of media diet, they would have no idea if that's the fucking case. Because these guys, a lot of these guys are just going to be propagandized too, I think. Improving, the economy settling, the overall financial cost of things is finally improving. That's not true, by the way, but okay. I also thought about polarizing, just because, I mean, if you look at the way people vote, or the way the House makes decisions, it's all just becoming very split down the middle. What? Split down. We have an enlightened centrist here. Okay, dude. Improving partially because of tax incentives. I mean, isn't this the guy? This is the fucking lawyer. So I wonder why he feels like it's improving. Probably got a bunch of fucking tax cuts. Whenever you see the new tax incentives for employees, it's going to bring more money into their pocket through tariffs. I don't think it's coming through tariffs, my man. I don't think that's how that's fucking. I don't think that's how it's working. People have, broadly speaking, again, talked about the affordability crisis happening within America and how Trump's basically done nothing to address it. Wait a minute. We got a fucking trickle down, dumbass. Also, lowering the corporate tax rate is going to allow people to invest more money back into capital and assets, which in turn will do a snowball effect for more jobs. We got Reaganite fucking brain poisoning over here. Yeah, dude, trickle down economics. The thing that's been tried over the past 40 years and has been very, very successful. Very, very funny. Well, the last few years, I've been very concerned about international affairs and homeland security, but it does feel like we're moving in a direction where there's a stronger stance on the types of things that are acceptable and unacceptable. I think that Trump, though he has some insane antics at time, he has more of a stable presence. I mean, this was late 2025. I wonder what this guy might think of all the Venezuela coup shit and all the stuff that Trump is trying to do with NATO right now. I don't think he's being very stable. That's funny. I feel like people have woken up with Christianity. Again, constant mentions of Christianity. There's also Charlie Kirk. I feel like when he was killed was when people started to actually wake up. Okay, dude. Totally. Like my aunt, she was a big non-believer, and then when all this stuff happened, she got encouraged to go to church. Now she's going every Sunday because of Charlie Kirk's assassination. What? So Charlie Kirk got killed, and now your aunt is going to church because of that, or something? I don't think that's the reason. I think it maybe because she had something happen to her. Yeah, I don't fucking believe this for even one fucking second. This is the guy who likes Nick Fuentes, by the way. Country's worsening, and really because of immigration, of course. Obsessed with immigration, with brown people. This Nick Fuentes fan. I feel like who is in the country makes up the country and dictates what kind of country it's going to be. Too many brown people is causing too many problems, of course. I feel like the Trump administration is not doing enough to deport people. We need more illegals out. I know that they need resources for that, but they're deporting about as many people as Biden did and as Obama did. They're on track to hit about 1 million by the end of this term, which is what Obama did, and I feel like that is not nearly enough. Yes, keep illegally deporting more and more people and causing a collapse of the U.S. economy, which is reliant on illegal immigrant labor. Okay, bro. Honestly, think it's worse right now more than years past. Just given I'm about to graduate college, it's really hard in the job market right now. A lot of my friends are struggling to find jobs, so things are obviously not ideal. I would say it's improving, mainly because we're doing a bunch of damage. Oh, because you're doing a bunch of damage. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, dude. Trump randomly breaking a bunch of shit's actually improving everything. Don't look at any of the statistics or numbers that would indicate any of that. Nah. Let's not do that. See, then the healthcare world, yeah, because everyone's starting to age and a lot more jobs are needed to fill out those slots because a lot of people are starting to age, so the healthcare sector needs a lot more workers. Spending more on healthcare than energy and food combined. Obviously, subsidies are going up, but that's because we're trying to weed out the third world payment system. The fuck does that even mean? Which is causing people like me, at least age-wise, to pay so much for healthcare that we don't even end up using. Almost as if maybe having a privatized healthcare system might be kind of a bad idea. Like, okay, dude. Oh, Jesus, what do we have here? This is the guy with the YouTube channel, by the way. I feel like it's worsening. Honestly, one of the big things for me is price increases. I know you kind of mentioned how the economy is getting better, and maybe I'm not plugged into how things are going on the macro scale. It's worsening on the macro scale. When I go to Walmart or Aldi, meat is $6 to $8 for a pound. That's terrible. I think the culture war is affecting media too much. As someone who makes money off of an interest in Star Wars, again, right-winger talking about Star Wars, I can only imagine his content output. Anyone who knows that Star Wars is like now knows, or what Star Wars is like now, knows how that's going. Are you basically just saying because there's like more representation in Star Wars media, that's why you feel like everything's declining? No, the West is falling because, I don't know, Dave Filoni, who's dog shit for other reasons, not for what this guy's fucking thinking, who is dog shit for being a terrible sort of producer, is making everything worse in Star Wars. No, because there's too many wokeness in Star Wars. No. It feels like companies are putting more of their political agenda in entertainment in order to sway the public. This is the same thing that they've claimed for the past, like, goddamn 15 years, and they keep complaining about it, even though, like, media companies have been bending over backwards to try to capitulate to the fucking Trump administration. Okay, dude. And I'd say about conservative groups, too, I think Christian values matter. Stories are suffering because of political leanings being injected in there. Yeah, I'm sure. All of the political leanings that are being injected. Okay, very, very cool. Staying the same. I feel like some areas were improving, but then it's kind of shifting in other areas. I would say people are kind of seeking out truth more and seeking opportunities to learn more. I feel like, okay, all of you people are fucking, based off your media diets, listen to fucking conservatives. I don't think you guys are really learning much of anything. I'm gonna be honest. I went to college. I should be doing well. I shouldn't be living paycheck to paycheck. I wonder why that might be the case. Because you guys are getting fucking exploited. That's why. I think it's improving. The biggest change is what we've it's just that I feel like people are seeing contrast and wanting things to change. We're in a world where right-leaning people were so silent because they were afraid to stir the pot. Now I feel like we have more of a voice. Oh, like, what are you fucking talking about? You guys have basically owned all the fucking media platforms. You guys have always had a fucking voice. Like, what are you talking about? Are we doing, like, weird lost cause, like, silent majority shit? Okay, bro. Nice meme. Combination. Some things are worsening. Immigrants and deportation. That just makes me angry. There shouldn't be women dying because certain people are not put away. And these democratic judges are just freaking, like, letting people off. I'm like, do your freaking job and actually put away people when they commit a crime. Are we talking about, like, cash bail laws or something? Like, what do we mean exactly here? If we're talking about, like, people who keep reoffending, sure, yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Like with Irina, I forget her fucking name, the Ukrainian refugee woman who got stabbed by that one black guy who is clearly having a mental issues for the fact that he went to jail. Well, it has been in and out of jail like 20 fucking times. Again, that's more so a problem with the American incarceration system that currently exists. Because, again, something that you're not going to do is inherently make it more fucking punitive rather than rehabilitative. Why is it so political charged? No, Democrat or Republican, do your freaking job. There's talk about cancer research going down and kind of almost ending. Yeah, who did that? That was Trump. That was the guy you fucking voted for. And that really makes me angry. Again, who did that? That was the Republicans. That was RFK Jr. who did that. That was Trump who did that. That was Doge who did that. Mom had cancer. My grandma's enduring it right now, but religion's improving. The percentages of Gen Z seeking out the Lord and starting a relationship with who God truly is. We went into this. Those statistics are just not borne out. Gen Z is not becoming any more religious. It's either like going down a little bit or it's plateauing. It's a little bit of both. I think overall it's worsening, though, just culturally, societally. Looking at the generation beneath us and just seeing how divided everyone is and then how stupid everyone is, frankly, as a cultural conservative Christian. Like, just filling their brains with nothing all day. Okay, whatever. Your media diet consists of, like, Tucker Carlson and shit like that. Okay, bro. I don't think the advent of AI is going to help much of that. I don't think if anyone's doing their schoolwork anymore, if anyone's learning anything. I wonder who defunded education within the United States of America. It was Reagan and Bush. Okay, buddy. And also, Trump is trying to gut and has gutted the Department of Education. Okay, bro. I will say, as far as governmentally, I like that people are waking up to the right idea. The cost of living that's concerning, everything being so top heavy, stuff that and stuff they put in our food. I'm pretty negative about it. Okay, proving several reasons. The economy stabilizing. That's not really, but okay, whatever. Which political figure or media personality best represents you? I used to agree a lot with Matt Walsh. I think he's very aggressive, but he's pretty close. I think he's very aggressive with the left wing. Anytime he talks with Ryan Grimm, if you know the clip with him talking to Ryan Grimm about Haiti, he became immediately servile and fucking submissive because he had no idea what he's talking about. He's just as loud and boisterous and lies all the time. And he puts out so much fucking boisterous lies and stupid bullshit that it's difficult to sort of like inherently debunk all of it, because there's almost like no point in debunking all of it because he's just a fucking liar. I like showing hostility on the other side I think showing hostility to the people on the other side is the wrong thing to do. I think it's perpetuating political tribalism. Buddy, you're part of you're conservative. That's basically their whole shtick, is perpetuating political Why are you right then? Stupid. I used to agree with a lot of his points, but not his delivery. Sure, bro. Charlie Kirk, Kennedy guy with a raspy voice. Charlie Kirk goes done a good job. Oh, hello, Allie Beth Stuckey. I wonder why you have no sympathy for migrants with the whole suicidal fucking empathy bullshit. It's so goofy. Sean Ryan, Charlie Kirk, RFK Jr., Joe Rogan. The guy who says he loves Tucker Carlson and parrots a bunch of stupid Christian nationalist bullshit. Very cool. Just seeing how he's a little more middle ground. Tucker Carlson is middle ground when he puts out constant fucking conspiracy theories about his political enemies. Okay, bro. Ben Shapiro or Jordan Peterson, because of how he uses debate tactics. This dude thinks Ben Shapiro is intelligent. Okay. Joe Rogan. I really like Nick Fuentes. There's the fucking Groiper. Christianity, social conservatism, America first. Benny Johnson and Michael Knowles. I would say Charlie Kirk previously, mainly because of marriage and faith-based values and nation-based values. Again, the only reason why Charlie Kirk started adopting those is because of Nick Fuentes, who pushed him further to the right, but okay. But now probably Tucker Carlson, other than his laugh, which is very jarring, his seg from Fox, the bringing of things to light, he's done a decent job. Yeah, what fucking things to light? Like about Palestinian Christians or something? In order to be more more anti-Semitic? Okay, dude. Oh, the dude who's very happy about all the corporate tax cuts for his lawyer firm is a big fan of Rand Paul. We found the libertarian, guys. Jeffrey Mead or Nick... Oh, no. Not Nick Shirley. That 3 IQ fucking moron who's just a paid propagandist of the Trump administration, the White House. That's so fucking funny. Who's Brittany Aldean? Who is that? Brittany Aldean. Who the fuck is this? 3 million followers on fucking Instagram. Actress known for Jason Aldean. Oh my god. What the fuck? She's an actor? Who the hell is this person? I have no idea who the fuck that is. I spelled Brittany. Oh no, that's Brittany spelled correctly. Okay. So, some other random influencer. Tucker Carlson. Who's heard of Nick Fuentes? Over half of the participants put their hands up. Okay. I think it's hilarious. I agree with a lot of his points. I mean, you're a fan of Tucker Carlson, so it makes sense. Definitely doesn't care about how it's going to be reacted to, which I can respect, but I also think that can be kind of dangerous. I think I read earlier that he's not ever planning on running for political office. And... yeah. I don't know. Don't fucking put all your chickens in one basket. Or eggs in one basket. Which I think is probably a good thing. There's a lot of baggage attached to him. I just think he's funny. Of course you would think he's funny, okay. He said all blacks should be put in jail in Piers Morgan. I was like, oh my god, that guy's kind of a psycho. Well, at least he thought that was bad. Even though Tucker Carlson has said the exact same shit on Fox News that all black people should also be put in jail. But presented it in a more sort of like optically presentable way. Okay, bro. Core value, I believe a lot of what he says, of course. I think the delivery is kind of poor. Oh, you're telling me that the obvious fucking Nazi is kind of poor at delivery and doesn't really give a fuck about the optics? Sure, man. Like, I feel that way about Trump, but he's America first. He's not anti-helping out other countries. Okay, dude. No, he'd rather just, like, do some, like, medieval rape LARP shit. Okay, bro. But he's like, we can't be putting our country at risk because of it. So I just think that general mindset is what I agree with. Like, being anti-interventionist, but he was all rah Venezuela. So, Nick Fuentes, like we talked about this before, but Nick Fuentes is just a grifter. He doesn't believe in anything. I dig him. He knows his market. He's not trying to please everybody. He's definitely going after more of the shock value with some of his stuff. Yeah, totally shock value. With Nick Fuentes. Yeah, he totally is being very, very shocking. Is just mixing things up. Okay, dude. Personally, I think a lot of the time he's just joking. Of course, the Nick Fuentes fan with the Groiper, for example, is saying that he's just joking, quote unquote. Of course. Says a lot of things for shock value and notoriety. He does collaborations with black people. This guy just wants Nick Fuentes to be even more racist. That's so fucking funny. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, like 1,000%, depending on what question gets asked. Like, oh, yeah, both sides are really bad. It's like, I have problems with both sides. Actually, I'm a big fan of Nick Fuentes. I heard about them. I'm a huge fan. Blah, 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 blah. Jesus Christ, dude. I think he is very dangerous for our side of things. The right's already being accused of being racist and invalidating women's issues and things like that. Well, that's because that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, the right is very racist. Look at their actions with ICE. Also, women's issues. They overturned Roe v. Wade, but okay, whatever. Yeah, it does streams with OF Catboys for shock value. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It's why the left keeps strong people in, whether it gets clipped or whether people take it seriously or not. The very fact that you can make light of it makes all of us look bad. Well, this guy cares about optics. I can only imagine what... I'm very curious. Did they ever put this guy's fucking YouTube channel? I'm so curious what his Star Wars YouTube channel is like. I think being too radical pushes people away and makes them look for truth elsewhere. I love this notion of them always talking about truth, quote unquote. Oh, it's all about looking for the truth. And it always tends to, I don't know, like, align with, like, whatever idiotic conspiratorial beliefs that they have. As far as Fuentes is concerned, I feel like his viewpoints would have been mainstream not that long ago. If he's saying something like most women want to be raped, while 50 Shades of Grey sells like hotcakes to women. So I feel like that's just a fact. Dude, women like to buy 50 Shades of Grey, which means they love being raped. Yeah, it's like, holy fucking shit. God, you are fucking crazy. Yeah, also, 50 Shades is a description of BDSM that's inherently fucking consensual. That's not rape, you dumbass motherfucker. But then again, looking at the phenotype here of Andrew, he's probably a absolute fucking woman repellent. Likes to stir the pot and is very polarizing. He does a lot of he has a lot of very strong opinions, and a lot of them are very controversial. He's very loud about the controversial ones, so he tends to dive back into his polarization of politics. That's why I think we should steer away from. He has some interesting opinions. Oh, sure. I think specifically about race. Dude, every single time they do all the stupid like LARP shit all the time. Both sides, you know, very, very centrist, and then immediately going down the fucking right-wing shit all the fucking time. Reminds me of the Andrew Tate Republican Party, where he's really good at addressing the common problem. The solutions are the solutions to go by. So then why the fuck are you a conservative then? Whatever. So I think a lot of people can relate to what he's saying because he's going, oh, this is the problem, and he's trying to offer a solution that doesn't fit. Then why the fuck? That's like conservatism 101, Colin. Okay, bro. I feel like we're at a time in social media where a lot of people like to rage bait, and I feel like that's a part of what he's aiming for. Okay? Brain rot, alright? Admit my I'll admit my brain is definitely getting fried. I try to delete the apps and everything, but I still find myself very drawn to it. Okay. Who wants to get married and have babies? Okay. What's the Groiper got? Most of their hands put up. Only 3 are currently married, 2 to each other, and 1 is divorced. Potentially, I'm a Christian, and no offense to any women here, but there's not a ton of good traditional Christian women out there. Every single woman here is a traditional fucking Christian woman. Okay, bro. Yeah, 100% there's no modesty. I mean, they're walking out there in their bras and fucking underwear. But, like, what are you fucking talking about? Yeah, dude, every woman is just running around fucking half naked all the time. Okay, bro. How's the dating market? You can go on great dates, and then it ends after like 5 months almost to stick it through the uneven phase. I think they just don't want to date weird conservatives. Go to a lot of weddings. I was invited to a wedding. It was too early, so I slept in and skipped it. Okay. Not into the dating scene, but I do believe it's hard to find someone. Okay. Well, it's true. Oh, what's the Groiper got to say? I know a lot of guys who are pretty successful, who are in pretty good shape and successful, and they have a hard time finding a good Christian woman. Dude, it's because there are like very few Christian fucking women, and most of these like weirdo dipshits don't want to date them anyways because they think that they're all ugly anyways. That's so funny. I'm successful. I do pretty well. I make almost $100,000. I'm only 20 years old. I don't believe him for even 1 second. So this isn't a top of mind concern for me. But I don't see a lot of good Christian women. I see a lot of tattoos. I don't like that. And I see a lot of promiscuity with women. Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, full of fucking shit, dude. Yeah, not these lascivious, promiscuous women who have tattoos all over the place. Grr! I can't believe that's happening. I hate women. Again, this guy's a fucking Groiper. Obviously, he's gonna be like a gay fucking incel every fucking time. I see a lot of feminism too. A lot of bossy women. I look at my mother, I see a very traditional conservative woman, and I don't see that in other women around. Yeah, because of the fact that they've been fucking polarized by the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, 20 years old makes 100K. Cap. I call bullshit on that. What do women here think about feminism? Hate it. I think true feminism could work. Should women be able to vote? Yes, but should we be demoralizing ourselves as women and our true values? I used to work and now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, this is the stay-at-home mom who obviously believes in like schizophrenic, idiotic beliefs and only is just like, yes, I only care about what my husband thinks. And there was a time where that was really frowned upon, and I think that's sad. I think family culture and values have been diminished in our country. Yeah, because culture has fucking changed. Sexual revolution has fucking happened. Like, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, no leftist or liberal is going to be like, okay, I mean, if you want to do that, good luck with that. Hope your fucking husband brings in that fucking cheddar. Does anyone think women should not be allowed to vote? Of course, the Groiper raises his hand. I just feel like women are very emotional and that politics is a man's discipline. Of course, the Groiper would say this. I seriously believe it. My mom actually believes this too. I don't believe him for even 1 fucking second. Unless his mom is like, I don't know, a domestic abuse victim. I know some of the other women who believe that. I just feel like I've never really seen a woman who truly understands politics. Yeah, of course, the Groiper would say this. The weird fucking incel freak who has the perfect fucking phenotype of a Groiper. Yeah, that might be your issue with finding a good quality girl. Why can't I find good Christian women? I don't think women should vote and they're very, very fucking emotional. They're clowning on the Groiper. That's so funny. Have you ever thought about the fact that a woman's emotions are a beautiful thing and that they might complement a man? And that, yes, maybe we have, we make different decisions because of emotions, but if it were just men there, would there be no reasoning? I think it's a beautiful thing to have both sides. Oh my god, she just fucking completely owned the Groiper. That's so fucking funny. Yeah, Andrew doesn't, like... Listen, Groipers want everyone to be, like, unthinking, unfeeling fucking automata who are just, like, resentful fucking losers. Like, that's it. No, I don't agree with Andrew on this. Yes, women are more emotional, but the policies affect them, too. We exist as one, just as we do in marriage. That's so fucking funny. They're just clowning on the Groiper. That's fucking hilarious. I just don't think it aligns with politics. I think politics is a different discipline than what the female mind is designed for. Yeah. The female phenotype is incapable of understanding the base political understandings of what men think of in terms of discipline, inherently speaking. Yeah, I am a Groiper. I can't find good Christian women. I make $100K dollars, or $100K dollars per year. I am a man. I know much better. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Alex. Yeah, the fucking Moid brain. That's so fucking funny, dude. Next ideal fucking president. Wait. Papa God, that's so fucking funny. This dude fucking loves Ben Shapiro and all these conservative dipshits, and he thinks Papa God is... Papa God's a fucking liberal. Why would you say this? Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. Dude, Papa God shits on Ben Shapiro and all these dumbasses all the time. Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. Oh my lord. Papa God's a streamer. He was like a TikToker, I think. Kind of like Destiny adjacent, but is not a part of DGG whatsoever. He's like a liberal. And just basically dunks on conservatives all the time. JD Vance. Gonna say JD Vance. Victor Marx. What the fuck? Who the fuck is Victor Marx? Who the hell is that? Who are you? An author? All things possible? Victor well, it looks like he's running for governor of Colorado. Okay. Yeah, Marx? What the Victor Marx story about hope triggered 2. I can only imagine that this guy must be a fucking weirdo. High-risk humanitarian? Okay. Well, he's currently running for governor of Colorado, so okay, dude. JD Vance. Michelle Obama. A Star Wars YouTuber thinks he should run for... I have to read this, okay. I voted Trump last time. I'm not voting based on the party issue. I think there needs to be a lot more compassion in this country, and that's not for me a party issue. It's a passion issue. I'll vote for anyone if they say the right humanitarian values. Dude, okay, listen. You know what? This guy is perfect. Perfect fucking America brain right here, all right? The sort of like, we taught a monkey what the average sort of American voter thinks, and it ended up raining itself. It ended up shooting itself in the fucking head. This right here by this probable anti-woke slop tuber who makes Star Wars fucking content on YouTube saying Michelle Obama, perfect fucking example of that exact meme. Donald Trump run it back. FDR did 4 terms. Yeah, that's why the 22nd Amendment exists, because of FDR. The Groiper says Steve Bannon. Doesn't really fucking surprise me whatsoever. Most of them are saying JD Vance. Ron DeSantis. Yeah, that's not happening. Of course, the lawyer, libertarian dumbass fucking says someone like Michael Bloomberg. That's so fucking funny, dude. Do you own any stocks? I don't, because I have a trust fund. Oh, a trust fund baby, of course. I own Bitcoin. Does that count? Of course. A trust fund baby with fucking Bitcoin. Why am I not surprised? 401k, if that counts. Technically speaking, it counts. I don't, but I have some of my own investments. I also have a 401k. Never had any interest or the knowledge, just not down the path that I'm on right now. No thought. Don't really have any interest in that. Gets into stocks, offered through his work. Can't afford the initial investment. Did stock trading and day trading before. Don't have the money. Whole 401k. Economically off better than your parents. Okay, this might be interesting here. Make more money than my parents did at this age, yet my parents already had 2 houses. And with interest rates where they are, currently my mortgage would eat up almost half my income a month. And now I wonder why this might be the fucking case right now. It's almost as if, again, fundamentally speaking, having the economy situated for things that have inelastic demand to only incentivize the profit motive might be kind of a bad thing. And then also just the way cost of living, grocery prices mixed with the interest rates. When it comes to like buying a house or daily cost of living, that's sort of, excuse me. Jesus Christ. It's okay, we can cut this all out. When it comes to things like buying a house or daily cost of living, that sort of thing, I don't think we'll be able to afford the same things that our parents afforded. The evidence, broadly speaking, has borne that out. Even though we are making more money, I think the prices have gone so high that it just makes it so it just kind of offsets. Okay, so public housing. That's the thing that would fix this problem instantaneously. A Vienna-type sort of public housing fucking program would fix this without any problem. But again, the current people in power are not interested in that because all of the municipal governments, broadly speaking, get a bunch of money from real estate developers and also private development firms. Got a little earlier start than my parents did. My dad, he didn't really start making grown-up money until he was late 20s, early 30s. So I've started making grown-up money at 20. I don't believe him. I think this guy's a liar. There's no way this guy makes 100 fucking K a year at 20. Bullshit. I don't believe him. What was his fucking job again? Like, he was like some kind of a contractor or something? I don't remember. Looking to buy a house. Working on setting myself up to buy. I would like to live in Franklin, a wealthy city just outside of Nashville. Of course. Can't afford anywhere like that. I have to have my gated white community, guys. After school, going to New York. Don't plan on living there forever. Not going to buy a home in New York. Work might ship me around. Not economic circumstances of life. I'm fixing to go to law school, so I don't know where I'm going to end up practicing. Okay. Back when I had 2 jobs, I was actually on track of buying a house, but I got really burnt out, so I chose to do my passion of writing. I can only imagine what this guy fucking writes. Made kind of a leap of faith, went into that. But with that being my only source of income, I don't make anything crazy, and so I don't have a lot of savings right now. It's going to take me a while. Okay. My family's very intact. We built up wealth coming up to me. So again, trust fund baby, groper fucking weirdo, of course. Not everyone's done that. Not everyone's able to do that. So I know I'm going to be okay, but I do want everyone to be taken care of as well. Does that make sense? Sort of, I guess. Whatever. I think that salaries have increased while the national average hasn't. It's an average, not a medium. So this is actually not exactly wrong. So if we're talking about, again, wage productivity gap graph, the basically the minimum wage within the United States of America has not been keeping up with inflation and general sort of productivity for the past 50 years, ever since unions started to wane in terms of power right around the start of the 70s. And really the undoing of the New Deal, which was, again, hyper sort of catapulted forward specifically by Ronald Reagan, right? And I think a lot of times people look at that and see that salaries stay the same, home prices go up, which they have, but I think we have a relatively comparable opportunity to buy homes their parents did when they were... What? Yeah, I mean, if you want to live in the fucking boonies, yeah, you can buy a house in the fucking boonies. Sure. And not be anywhere close to any good fucking paying jobs. Yeah, totally, bro. This is the couple. We would definitely love to buy a home if we could afford one. We would, just not affordable. Okay. Because I'm from Pennsylvania, he's from South Carolina. We want to be close to our families before we buy a home, so that also has an impact. What's broken? In the American economy. Healthcare. Busting your ass to pay health and rent. I agree with that 100%. Got to pay. So she also thinks healthcare. Can't pay for insurance. So healthcare. I don't think that guy, Luigi Mangione, went about it the right way, but I could foresee where his frustrations were. So it turns out, guys, listen, you want to win these guys over to the side of the Democrats? Because, again, the fact that all these guys are Republicans and they support Trump is so fucking funny to me, because for the past 10 years, the Republican Party have said that they have a healthcare plan. They have a healthcare plan. They have a healthcare plan. Implement fucking nothing. Allowed the ACA subsidies to basically go away, although the House has passed the bill reinstituting the ACA subsidies, so healthcare premiums are about to come down. The Republicans have never been interested in addressing healthcare whatsoever, because for them it's all about might makes right, law of the jungle, who the fuck cares about any of that stuff. So it turns out people really care about having good healthcare. Who would have thought? That was really discussing how a lot of people on the left celebrated that, like what they did with Charlie Kirk. The left's reaction was pretty gross. Everyone celebrated what Luigi Mangione did. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, bro. Capitalism as a system as a whole is significantly better than other economic systems. For example, socialism, which is a lot of our peers would probably advocate for on the left-leaning sides, and I think that simply doesn't work. Okay, no reasonings whatsoever for why that's the case? No? Okay, dude. Is it okay to take life using political violence? For a viewpoint, no. This next question is going to be interesting. No, if there's a tyrannical regime trying to install some sort of fascist nation. Fascism is currently here right now, Bryce. I guess you might actually be okay with political violence against the current administration. Someone would have to go to the lengths of Hitler before that. They're trying. I really try to lean away from the death penalty as a Christian. Thou shalt not kill. I'm not a fan of political violence in any case. It's got a fucking Groiper and he believes. Okay, whatever. Oh boy. The Groiper has a lot to say about Hitler. That's going to be interesting. I think he was a great leader, to be honest. I think what he was going for was terrible. I think he showed very strong leadership values. We're off to a great start here. Holy shit. Guys, I think Hitler did a great job with Kristallnacht and all the fucking death camp shit. I think it was a great idea. What's a Groiper have to say about all this? I'm in favor of a strong executive, but I think we should have a stronger executive branch. That's what they're trying to do with unitary executive theory. I mean, Trump thinks he's a king, but okay, whatever. I don't think we should be killing people or doing mass genocide, obviously. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I do believe we should have a strong executive. Yeah, you want a dictator. We get it. I feel like one of our biggest problems Trump is running into right now is all these little courts. They want to throw up blockages against everything he's trying to do. Yeah, because it's illegal, right? The only reason why Hitler was allowed to get away with a lot of the bullshit that he was able to, that was also illegal, during the Weimar Republic was because the courts were sympathetic towards him. And the courts right now are not sympathetic to Trump. The only court that is sympathetic to him is just the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, for Trump, it turns out there's a lot of other federal circuit courts and appeals courts that he would have to consistently get through. So, again, that's why all the courts are getting in his way, because America's a nation of laws. Whether it be his tariffs or deporting people, yeah, because it's illegal. So I'm very pro strong executive, strong leader, strong man. Of course, you're a Groiper. You just want a you just want a dictator. I support national sovereignty, and Hitler was a nationalist. Those two are completely incongruent with one another, but okay. He was like, we have to take Germany back for Germans. Ah, yes. Germany back for Germans. From who exactly? All the Judeo-Bolsheviks. Okay, bro. Nice meme. And if I feel like we should do that in America, we should take America back for its for our native population. Really? So Native Americans, huh? Okay, bye-bye, Andrew. Bye-bye, Whiteys. Time for you guys to leave. I never would have thought that Andrew here would have been pro-land back. Let's go. Based King Andrew. Based Groiper King Andrew being pro-land back. Let's fucking go, dude. So I'm not an expert on Hitler by any means, but as far as nationalism is concerned, I'm all for that. Okay, cool, dude. I myself am actually Jewish ancestrally. I'm Christian by faith, but Jewish by blood. I've actually read Mein Kampf. Okay. The end conclusions that he came to, absolutely abominable, but I strangely understood where he was coming from as far as wanting to improve the national state of Germany. Oh. Dude, Mein Kampf was just Hitler's like meth rantings and ravings about how much he fucking hated Jewish people. That's like literally it. It's so fucking stupid, dude. He made all those people suffer, and I want to do ungodly things to people who do things like that. Good job, Lauren. You hate Hitler. What do you think of Jewish people? Dude, we're getting some fucking sick right after talking about Hitler, too. Jesus Christ. Yo, no. They've got Hollywood on lock. I wonder why that might be the case. Don't they own, like, a ton of media? And, like, just kind of everything? No. Jewish people do not own everything. Okay, man. Now, we're getting to the actual content here. No different from black people, Asian people, or any other people here today. I don't really know why there's a single issue about Jewish people. Oh, Bryce, you sweet summer child. You sweet, sweet summer child. You have no idea about all the Europeans who have created all the schizophrenic conspiracy theories. I'm sorry, Bryce, they're also gonna throw you into a camp for being, they're also going to throw you in a camp just for being Jewish, my man. Well, here's the Groiper. I wonder what the Groiper has to say. I would say a force for evil. Off to a great start. I don't see why we support Israel. I think Israel's a very evil state. The genocide in Gaza, killing all these poor people. And the only reason we really support them is because they are the biggest donors. No. AIPAC is... Did AIPAC give out the most money of any other political action committee? I have no idea if that's even the case. But by the way, there are other quote unquote Jewish run fucking organizations. So, okay. Shouldn't be really surprised by the fact that this guy would basically do the sort of all Jews are evil conflation of Zionism and fucking Judaism as expected. Because again, Groiper, right? He's doing the same line that Nick Fuentes is doing, saying that Jews are an inherent force of evil. The state of Israel is inherently evil because all they do is just run around and kill people. And then they just conflate that to every fucking Jewish person. Let me clarify that. Andrew, do you think Jewish people are a force for evil? Yes, sir. It doesn't bother me if it's true. Those slurs, if you're racist or whatever, that just rolls off my back. What the fuck are you talking about? What slurs? What did he call you, a fucking, like, colonizer or something? Like, what did he call you? Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? This is my country. My people have been here since the American Revolution. What people of yours? What are you talking about? Oh, that is true, Alex. Yeah, these people do think that racist is a slur to them. Okay, bro, whatever. So I say what I want to. A reaction from the peanut gallery. Interesting. My boyfriend and I were just discussing the differences between Judaism and Christianity, and when you're looking at biblical terms, the only difference is that they don't believe in the New Testament. I don't understand what the overall difference is between the two groups. While unfortunately, thousands of years of idiotic fucking conspiracy theories created by dumbasses like this have been allowed to fucking permeate throughout the institutions of the fucking church. So that's the why the people perceive there's an overall difference between the two groups. For me, any cloud of classification as a whole group of people, I just don't think you could say this entire group of people is bad. My husband's Jewish. I wouldn't say that they're doing anything to people, you know? So far, I'm just like, none of these people are falling for it. Don't think they're a force for evil, but I do think the relationship with Israel is very complex. It's not just oil and special interests. There's many things that go into that, and it just makes it a very difficult subject. I hear pro-Israel content all the time from certain pastors. I wonder why certain pastors say pro-Israel content all the time. Because of fucking evangelicism. Duh. And it makes me question them. I used to go to the Global Vision Bible Church with Greg Locke, and he's demonic. Jesus Christ. And I know a lot of stuff, and how much harm he's done to a lot of people. Let me guess, evangelical mega pastor, Boy Meets Mini? I'm gonna take a guess. He goes to Israel all the freaking time and takes his stupid money. Israel has a lot of connections to sex and human trafficking. That's true. And that doesn't sit well with me. And Jeffrey Epstein. He actually says evangelicals are too woke for him. Oh, so, okay, he's just a freak then. Okay, very, very cool. I don't feel like this is anti-Semitic because I'm a little Jewish myself. Oh, okay. So I have a lot of room to talk. And I've been seeing evidence. When you see evidence of pastor abusing people, what has he done, Boy Meets Mini? What, raped people, like taken all their money or something? Like shit like that, I'm guessing? Is that what Greg Locke has done? Or a pastor won't show you his financial statements. That's a big freaking problem. Okay, well, it's unexpected. Who would have thought? Crazy. Oh boy. Let's see. What do these people think about fucking Israel? I definitely think that genocide is bad. Well, that's good. I could see pros in having a positive relationship with Israel. Well, colonial outposts and projection of hegemonic power from the United States. That's the point of Israel. Also, how do we know the entire thing, numbers from Gaza, is even being accurately represented to us? Well, it's coming from the Gaza Health Ministry, which every single human rights organization and the UN has said that their numbers have been accurate. So, okay. Duh. It's one thing to declare war on terrorists. It's another thing to declare war on the race of Arab people. I tend to avoid topics on Israel because my feelings are so conflicted about it. So this guy is Jewish, by the way. Honestly, this is the most thought I've given to the subject. I wish the genocide had never even started. I have bad news for you, Bryce. That shit started in fucking 1948. Actually, before 1948. Ever since the Balfour Declaration. Yeah. Sorry to say, buddy, that thing's been going on for the latter part of about a century. I feel conflicted on the subject from a biblical standpoint. I don't think we should have anything to do with putting weapons in Israel. I actually personally don't know why we're allied with Israel at all. Colonial outposts, projection of hegemonic power for the United States of America. Like Joe Biden has said himself in, the 80s or something? If Israel didn't exist today, we would have invented in Israel, given $30 billion to invent in Israel. Which, accurate, yeah. It's like the same thing that like certain people say about the CIA and like Alex Jones, for example. If Alex Jones didn't exist, the CIA would have invented one. But from a biblical standpoint, I could see why we want to keep our eyes on Israel, because that's where things will start stirring when the end times come. So, of course, evangelical, right? Obviously, they believe in a Jewish ethno-state so the rapture can come and these guys can all go to heaven because they've been good little Christian boys. Oh, so Greg Locke was a fucking J6er. Busts his congregation in. Very cool. Exorcisms on women his church finds to be witches and Nazi-style book burnings. Very cool. And is a Zionist freak. Shouldn't be really surprised. I'm primarily just anti-war. Just don't want to go to war. So if we have to play nice with people that we don't necessarily agree with everything they're doing to keep our people safe, that's like my number one priority. Okay, so then you should not like Israel then, right? They just bomb literally everybody. They've been bombing like 8 different fucking countries, but okay. Don't mind if Israel has a relationship with the U.S. Okay. Don't think it's worthwhile having so much of our interest going into a country in the Middle East. Don't think it's important. As Christians, basically, we're supposed to protect them. Okay. Evangelicism, of course, but it's not necessarily how it works, but whatever. I think there's a lot of negative opinions on Israel based on a situation that wasn't provoked by them, eh? We got a fucking Zionist here, eh? Okay, Dawson, I see you. And they've had to respond. Okay, wasn't provoked by them. Sure, man. The concentration camps, the illegal settlements, all the constant paramilitary skirmishes they've done to ethnically cleanse Palestinians from their homes after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. But okay, yeah, dude. And the British mandate for fucking Palestine. Yeah, man, but, you know, they totally weren't provoked whatsoever. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. They weren't provoking anyone. Sure. Very cool. People don't appreciate American resources going towards that, but you have Hamas hiding behind civilians in Gaza. Right, of course. Yeah, the meat shield stuff, even though Israel has already done the same human shield fucking tactics with Palestinians. Very cool. Not necessarily a representative recipe for success. I think there are... I think they are our greatest allies. I think we can over-involve ourselves with what's happening. Israel's positive, important, lesser of evils. Okay, dude. America and the war in Ukraine. Scam. Europe's problem. Over-involved. Calculated in money. Over-involved. I don't really care. These guys are fucking anti-Ukrainian. Shouldn't be really surprised. Do you agree or disagree that all illegal migrants should be deported? 13 of 20 said they agreed. 7 did not, including Bryce. Interesting. Okay. By the way, broadly speaking, polling's been done on this. Very popular to have illegal migrants within the United States of America seek a pathway to citizenship. Overwhelmingly so. Very, very popular amongst the American people. Getting attacked by Flem Nation right now. Personally, need someone to explain immigration problems with me. I've never had a problem with immigration, period. I think most of Europe can fit in Texas. So I don't understand why it's a big issue that people are here. So, okay. This is a fair question, okay? The problem with the immigration within America is the fact that consistently, because America has its own hegemonic sort of... Yeah, he's completely in denial, but... whatever. The reason why immigration is as big of a problem in the United States of America is because, broadly speaking, policy, and that is foreign policy within the United States of America, has been dictated very often by the Monroe Doctrine. Basically, South and Central America and North America is our backyard. Europe can fuck off. All other colonial powers can fuck off. This is our sort of backyard. And it gave a lot of justification for a bunch of administrations to basically go in and exploit South American countries for their fucking resources, causing a lot of coups and instability within those countries, which cause, obviously, because of all that instability, a bunch of migration waves to go into other parts of South America and also the United States of America. That is why. It turns out, if you just keep fucking with countries and constantly cooing their leaders and causing general instability in those countries, people tend to emigrate and migrate from those places very, very often. 2019 coup attempt in Venezuela, perfect example of this. That coup attempt associated hyperinflation right after that coup attempt that failed by Trump, and he put a bunch of sanctions on Venezuelan oil as a result of that complete botched fucking failure of a coup attempt, made it such that Well, a bunch of migrants came up in a wave into the United States of America. That's why. Maybe if you just stop fucking with South America so much, then migration won't be as big of a problem. Issues that some people are coming over here and they are truly seeking refuge and they are doing the best thing that they can at the time. Other people, they're coming to traffic, whether it's humans, drugs, come here to infiltrate, to inflict harm. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Trump has done well on curbing illegal immigration. I think isolated, well, not isolated, but relatively out of the norm incidents with ICE profiling people, which is, I kind of get it. Okay, while not isolated, but relatively out of the norm incidents with ICE profiling people. Okay, so he has a problem with ICE profiling people, which is, I kind of get it, but also the way they've treated some people is a little bit discouraging. The mind of the average American, ladies and gentlemen, those in between, completely nonsensical. But I think as a whole, I think that you have to do some hard things to solve a difficult problem. Yes, the conservative fucking projection of pain. Yeah, this is fucking nonsensical. This guy has basically no fucking idea. It's just well, this is kind of bad, but it kind of has to happen. It kind of has to be difficult, but it's kind of bad what they're doing. What, you just think it's too icky and stinky and optically it doesn't look really good? Okay, it's nonsensical, dude. I think he's done pretty well with that. So do you think ICE is bad, or he's done well with rounding up a bunch of immigrants and deporting them who aren't always immigrants? 5% of them tend to be illegal immigrants, but okay, bro, whatever. I probably would like to not have any illegal immigration. I know there's probably no way to curb it completely, but I think it should be a really big deal and something that we should actively be working to take care of. Okay, so then fund the courts. Fund immigration courts, which the Republicans have defunded because they want an issue to run on. But okay. And I know, the perception of ICE in some situations can be kind of bad, but at this point, it's become such a mess of many people illegally here. Jesus. Ugh, man, dude. Overwhelmingly, it is very fucking popular for a lot of illegal migrants to seek a pathway to citizenship. Overwhelmingly amongst all of the American people. But these guys have, no fucking idea what's going on. The only reason why a lot of illegal migrants were allowed within the country is so they could be fucking exploited for labor. That's the point, and then they're not allowed out. It's called the revolving door, right? They come into the country through legal points of entry to do some contracting work for American companies, and then they just don't get to leave. And they just stay on because they're a cheap source of labor for American corporations. That's the main issue. And get them out is such a difficult process that it's obviously is happening right in front of all of us. I feel kind of let down. So we stopped illegal immigration. Yes, at the border. It's mostly down, but there's 10 million that came in over the last 4 years. That's too many. How many times this needs to be said to these fucking morons? The reason why there were that many fucking illegal migrants that came in is because of, Donald Trump's fucking term. Why did a bunch of fucking Venezuelan migrants come in? His fucking coup attempt that miserably failed. Same with a bunch of Afghan immigrants. Why did they fucking come in? Because of his botched fucking plan to pull out of Afghanistan. Okay, dude. Nice meme. That's going to drown the economy. We know why we can't buy a house. There's 10 million extra people here. No, that's not the reason why housing is unaffordable within the United States of America. It is unaffordable because of the fact that since most housing is owned in private means and is only meant for profit, it makes it such that most people are priced out of fucking getting a house because interest rates are fucking terrible. It's not because of illegal migrants being in the country. Stupid. And if it's against the law, you don't have the right to be here. I'd like to see them get deported. Okay, bro, whatever. Are some groups better at assimilation than others? Oh boy. I've done some reading on the Somalian population in Minnesota. It seems pretty radical to me. They don't really have any interest in assimilating to American society. What the fuck do you mean? American society is a society of fucking immigrants. What are you talking about? Electing leaders that are super pro-Somalia. Because it's been really, really sort of successful there. This guy probably watched too many Nick Shirley fucking videos. Okay, dude. The Hispanic community. I feel like you go to certain parts of town and they're no longer in English. That learning English is a part of assimilating to a culture. Why? You can learn multiple fucking languages? Are you that much of a fucking amoeba? You can't learn more like multiple languages? Who the fuck cares if they can speak English or not? If they're able to speak English to a satisfactory degree. Also, by the way, Nate, just for you, buddy, I wonder why there's a lot of like Hispanic fucking communities and people who fucking speak Spanish all the fucking time. Let me get a quick fucking map for you, buddy. What's this? Where's the fucking... I need the map. I need the map to be fucking centered. Nate, this is just for you, buddy. Oh, this was the fucking Mexican Empire. I wonder why there's a lot of people that primarily and predominantly speak Spanish in a lot of different places of the southern eastern or southwestern parts of America. Oh, because of this, you stupid motherfucker. This wasn't even that long ago. It's stupid. I agree, like my work, there's a lot of people that don't speak any English. I've had to speak to Google Translate to be able to talk to them. Yeah, sure, dude. Hispanics have done a poor job in assimilating in certain instances. Cook out in my college town, I have to figure out how to speak Spanish so I can order. Okay. What? So if I like go to a cookout in my college town, this bro's been invited to fucking cookouts? Okay, bro. Nice meme. Nothing comes to mind for me. Addie left the focus group. Okay. I came from Central California, so farm laborer work was prevalent. And when you have generations that do not really ever assimilate to the culture, and everything's either bilingual or Spanish, and then you also can't get a job unless you're bilingual most of the time in the United States, it's a little bit rough. Buddy, like, these guys would not survive a day within fucking Canada, because do you know how many jobs there are that require for you to be able to at least have some conversational ability within French to be somewhat fucking bilingual? A solid 20% of the jobs. These guys would lose their minds over that shit. It's insane. The ones I could see a good assimilation tend to be middle-class Chinese and Japanese. Okay, bro. The model... Ah, yes, the model minority. Muslim and Arab Americans. Women are second-class citizens in their religion. Dude, buddy, if you had your way with your fucking religion, you would also make women second-class citizens. Okay, bro. I have trouble classifying a Muslim or a certain race group as a problem. I think people oftentimes fail to recognize that Christianity and Muslims and all of these are just sons of Abraham, and it's just kind of the same thing, though it's different. Though it's different the way it's practiced. So this guy is the one libertarian, by the way. So it makes sense that this guy would not really give much of a shit at all about religion as much. Lived in a part of Germany where a lot of them were Muslims and from the Middle East. The culture is completely different. It is no longer safe. Oh yeah, I'm sure, dude. Yeah, you go around, you get stabbed by random Muslims all the time. Okay, bro. You're advised to not walk alone at night, and this is in Berlin. It is in the capital, not like the middle of nowhere. Maybe because they're impoverished, and if you were to deal with the problems of poverty, then it wouldn't be as big of a problem. Whoa, shocker, I know. So I'm worried if we allow that to happen here, are we going to have the same outcome as well? No. No, because they just want to like live and work and be able to build a better life for them, better lives for themselves. Like the vast majority of the time. Like, I don't know how many times this has to be said, but migrants who come into any of these fucking countries, Germany, Britain, the United States, Canada, all these white Western countries have a precipitously lower fucking crime rate in comparison to naturally born citizens. But do any of these dumbasses care about those statistics? No. I think they have very interesting things they practice regularly, though the religion doesn't align with America and Christian values. Oh, I'm sure. They're fucking Abrahamic faiths. They're all fucking different. They just have slight fucking variations. Okay, bro, whatever. First, women are almost second-class citizens in their religion, compared with America where everyone is equal. Everyone is equal in America, eh? then why is it such that it is almost impossible for fucking women to be able to get abortions in Republican states, Ethan? Why can they not get abortions, Ethan? Oh, because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade that was done by Republicans? Yet you want to fucking say that women are treated as second-class fucking citizens under Muslim majority fucking states. It's so fucking stupid, dude. Yeah, wake up, Ethan. It's time to wake up. Wake up, Ethan. Nonsensical, dude. I think they are radical. If you don't believe in their own religion, they almost want to strike you down. Dude, this is the same thing with fucking Christians. It's no different, dude. It's stupid. Oh, dude. Oh, boy. Here we go. Do you agree or disagree that all immigration, legal and illegal, should be stopped completely? The Groiper puts his hand up. Why don't we take a... Why don't we take a look? The legal immigration, in my opinion, is a bigger issue than illegal immigration. We're off to a great start here. Because the Indians, the Chinese, the Haitians who are coming over, those are the ones who are going to be shaping society and working in industries like tech and finance. So the reason why he's bringing up Haitians is purely because of that like schizophrenic conspiracy theory about they're eating the dogs and they're eating the cats. Otherwise, no, all they do is just work in their local fucking communities. They mostly worked in like manufacturing positions, but okay. And then all the H-1B visas and shit, right? Most of the recipients of H-1B visas are Indians, right? Even though there's not that many of them on the program. It's like not even 100K of them. It's like stupid. As well as Chinese people. But most of them tend to be richer Chinese people who want to participate in American universities. That's really about it. Again, it's non-fucking sensical, dude. But, whoa, you're telling me that the dumbass Groiper has barely any idea about why those people come over to begin with? Okay, bro. Nice meme. Those are the ones that shape society. Wait. I thought you said that the Jews are the ones who also shape society. You're a fucking Groiper. You inherently believe that. Now it's the Haitians, the Indians, and the Chinese that now shape society? Can we get a little consistency here from our fucking Nazis? I only ask for just a little bit of consistency from them. That's it. These group and if they want to be America to be we want America to be a Christian nation. Again, this is a dog whistle. Every time they say they want America to be a Christian nation, they just want to get rid of everyone, right? Anyone who's not perceived to be quote unquote Christian, despite the fact that there are a lot of Indian Christians and Chinese Christians. Let that fucking sink in. There was a lot of possessions, colonial possessions in those places, so a bunch of people got converted. Yep, Haitians, also very, very fucking Christian. Yeah, Boy Meets Minnie, Indian fucking Christian. So guess what? I guess by your logic, Andrew, they should all be in fucking America, because it turns out they're all already Christian and agree with the culture, right? Agree with the religion, right? Which is the culture for you guys. So they should be fine then. Well, that's a little fucking interesting. They just are saying this because they're conflating Christian with white. That is it. These people are all just a bunch of white supremacist, white nationalist fucking freaks. Those groups, they don't come here and become Christian. The Indians, they bring their Hindu beliefs with them. We've got a lot of Hindu Republicans. Brahmins. You're having a problem with Brahmins because guess what? Most Indian Christians don't tend to be a part of the Brahmin caste. I wonder why. And I don't really make any sense of that. I'm not a hateful person. Okay. Bro said that Jews are a force of evil. Okay, bro. I love people. We're all God's children. But I feel like we should have far less immigration from India specifically. Okay, bro. Nice meme. Well, as expected, the Groiper said some schizophrenic fucking shit. Yeah, but, consistently. Don't have a problem long as it's legal. I believe as a generality, we need masses of people to buy things. The libertarian, caring most about the economy, of course. I think Border Patrol is important. Okay. Libertarian, by the way. I don't necessarily agree with utilizing resources to run raids on people that are living less productive lives. I've been in the country for quite some time, but the reality is that we have most of the large corporations that I work with or represent. He's a corporate lawyer. Very, very cool. People don't want the jobs. It's not like immigrants are taking the jobs from others. Nobody wants to work the factory jobs, so those people keep it running. Yep. I'm agreeing with the fucking libertarian here. Oh, you're telling me that all these like stuck-up corporate prissy-ass little frou-frou fucking Americans don't want to work the agricultural jobs and the factory jobs because that would mean they have to leave their cozy, cushy fucking corporate office jobs? I'm shocked. Who would have fucking thought? And that Trump's like schizophrenic idea of like Americans working factory jobs is just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. I think if someone wants to come here, they want to work hard, and they are bringing value, and they are putting best interests first, then I think that shouldn't be an issue as long as they're willing to go through the process. Most of these people, vast majority of people are going through the process, and ICE deports them anyways. But okay, dude. I think anyone coming over here legally or illegally who's expecting a handout or expecting to get on American soil and immediately just have a better life, it doesn't work like that. Nobody has ever fucking expected that it would work like that, but okay, whatever, dude. It turns out that, these people just don't believe in anything because they don't have the knowledge. They have, like, no idea what the fuck they're saying consistently. Wild. Who would have thought? And that's when resources are going to be overburdened. Tax dollars are going to be just shelled out, and I think that can happen. Okay. Stupid. If a company's going to hire someone from abroad, paying more money, H-1B visas, and here's the Groiper responding to it. I think that if you want to be an American and are more passionate about America than the country you came from, what the fuck? You're willing to pay to be American and provide for a society that uplifts the American dream, then yeah, I think you're more than welcome to come here. Yeah, dude, say that to all the, like, Irish and Italian immigrants that came during the 1930s who didn't give a flying fuck about that. American culture is immigrant culture. Period. End of story. American culture would not exist without black people, without Italians, without Irish immigrants, without Jewish immigrants. None of that shit that made America the cultural hegemon that it is in terms of media output would not exist if it weren't for fucking immigrants, right? Like, by the way, you're dumbass, not a fucking Anglo-Saxon, okay? Shut the fuck up. Stupid. Like, this is nonsensical, dude. Oh boy, H-1B visas. Get rid of them. We talked a lot tonight about affordability, getting jobs and buying houses. Those jobs should go to Americans, people who were born here. Well, Trump doesn't agree with that. I don't see why we're giving jobs, good jobs, to people who aren't from here, so they can be exploited, right? Yeah, it's a good point, Boy Meets Mini. ICE is deporting indigenous Americans, aka, yeah, original fucking Americans. But these people see, I don't know, dude with a brown-looking skin, gotta get rid of him. Not white, get rid of him. Comes with an idea that America hasn't had and creates a corporation and employs millions of Americans. I think it's a benefit to our country. So I guess she's a fan of Elon Musk then, okay? I think that people coming to America should want to truly adopt American culture and be proud Americans. But I don't think it should just be impossible for you who were born here to live here one day if you're adding value, okay? I know a decent bit about it because a lot of people I worked with are under that purview. I agree with it to an extent. But recently they talked about extra fees to just out those visas, and I agree with that too. So, okay. So do you agree with it, or do you not agree with it? Are you okay? Like, what are you talking about? Also, we don't even know if they implement that fucking policy. We talked about that policy, but it basically just went nowhere. It's stupid. It's inherently inconsistent on purpose. If a company is going to hire someone from abroad, yeah, it's soup brain shit. They should pay more money as opposed to hiring domestically. Yeah, soup brain, okay. I think it's a good thing to have H-1Bs. I don't think if they should increase them per se, but having more competition of highly skilled people also increases the level of skill that you have to attain a job. So if an immigrant comes in that's more highly skilled than an American, then by all means they're more highly skilled. They should have that job. but it also increases the skill of Americans. Okay, wasn't expecting that from this soup-brained dipshit. I think there's a bit of nuance to it because if there's more competition, then it's harder as an American to get a job, obviously, but it's also probably a good thing for American society to have more skilled workers in that field. So the only one who just said, well, besides the fucking soup brain over here, is just, get rid of them because America or something. Yeah, dude, whatever. Abortion. Yeah, cut education, that'll increase skills. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It's nonsensical, dude. Like, they say all this stuff about increasing the fucking skills, but support the guy who inherently just destroyed the Department of Education. It's fucking dumb. Abortion. Topic where I want to say under no circumstance that should abortion be illegal. A woman is saying this, by the way. Very cool. But you get into the topic of ectopic of pregnancies. That's technically still an abortion, and ectopic pregnancy is when the fetus implants into the woman's fallopian tube. It's not viable. Then you are for, again, abortions if it means saving the woman's life. Because, again, that will save the fucking woman's life. You have to do an abortion. There is no other option there. I don't support anything late term or anything like that. Neither do the Democrats or most fucking people in general. I think in the initial, very, very beginning stages, depending on the situation, it could be okay. But for the most part, I think it shouldn't be. But say a girl's raped and she got pregnant, she should be able to abort that baby. Then you disagree with every other fucking Republican. Who would have thought? Being a woman, putting myself in that position would be extremely difficult, so I could agree with that. I'm adopted, so yeah. There are so many families that want to have a freaking baby and would do anything to have it. God said we are created in His image. We are masterpieces. I think that in certain situations, women should have the right to have an abortion. It's their body. Makes sense that the libertarian is saying this. Republicans are very much opposed to that. I don't have any particularly strong stances on that, and I think people should be able to do whatever they want. So, yeah, okay, this is about what I was expecting here from the libertarian. Again, your body, your choice. Republicans are, of course, opposed to that. Yeah, this guy is a fucking libertarian. Show you some fucking clips. What the fuck is this, dude? Oh, it's a Bill Maher clip.
Most people in the West, in free countries like America, seem to think that what we have is the natural order of things. We behave like fish in water. We just don't realize this is what we're swimming in. But it's actually very unusual, what we have. And one of the lines I try to draw in this book is the democracies, the liberal democracies that we enjoy. Some groups, some people, they don't want that. They want something totally different. We have principles in our societies like prioritizing the importance of life. We love life. The jihadists say, Hassan Nasrallah of Hezbollah, the leaders of Hamas, they said repeatedly, the infidel love life, and that's their weakness. And they say that because they...
Dude, it's because they keep getting fucking bombed by the people who say that they love life consistently, bro. Hey, maybe if Israel didn't bomb Hezbollah in the fucking 1980s, then maybe this wouldn't have been a problem. Oh, who would have thought?
They, by contrast, what I call the death cults, they worship death. They glorify death. They're hungry for death. They're hot for death. They glorify in it. And
in comparison to fucking evangelical fucking Protestants, dude, who talk about you need to live a life free of fucking sin in order to be able to be allowed into the fucking kingdom of heaven. It's nonsensical, dude.
They believe that by terrorizing us, by terrorizing Israel with this boast, we love death more than you love life, that they will intimidate us. They'll defeat us. And I say we have to...
I mean, they keep getting bombed by you and the Israelis consistently, so I wonder why they may be saying that, you fucking dumb... Of course, this is with Bill Maher, by the way, who is just like an Islamophobic, like, a dipshit who barely understands religion to begin with. It's just like, okay, whatever. Wait, you know who this is, Boy Meets Mint? Who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, British, by the way. Anglo, point at the fucking Anglo. Make fun of the fucking Anglo, who probably, I don't know, like, licked Tony Blair's balls. Douglas Murray. I feel like I remember that name or something. That name is super, super fucking familiar to me, but... Yeah, that name is very, very familiar to me.
Take this on. We have to believe them that when they behave as they did in Israel on October 7th, when they behave as they did at the Bataclan in Paris or the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, we should believe that they mean what they say. They really do want death. And then, of course, there are two things. One, of course, we can do...
I mean, they keep getting fucking bombed consistently. Over the past 50 fucking years, there has been multiple fucking coups on differing leaders within the Middle East and multiple fucking imperialist wars that were fought in the Middle East just for fucking oil, dumbass. I wonder why there are Islamist jihadists that are radicalized against Israel and America. I couldn't possibly think of anything. Maybe you stopped bombing the fucking living shit out of them, then maybe something would have changed or be different.
What we can to help them. And the second thing is, we can say, we will not apologize for loving life.
Yeah, by bombing the shit out of all the fucking Muslims. Yeah, love of life. Nonsensical. I think it's a bit of a generalization. Doesn't do a very good job of differentiating extremists from Muslim people. But obviously extremists are an extremely small percentage of Muslim people. I wasn't expecting this from this fucking soup brain. He's correct here, right? This is a generalization, but that's because this guy's a fucking extremist in reality. But whatever. Another clip from Ben Shapipi.
If you actually want to bring down prices, if you actually want affordability, we know the things that make affordability happen here. They are free markets, deregulation, free trade, comparative advantage. That's what brings price.
So, by the way, Ben, that's been what's going on for the past 40 years, and affordability has gone significantly worse. It looks like the free market is actually not the main thing that's going to bring prices down. It turns out deregulation is not the main thing that's currently bringing down prices within the United States of America. But then again, this is Ben Shapiro we're talking about. Pseudo-intellectual, neoliberal, neocon. Well, he's a neoliberal in reality. Fucking hack whose basic solution to people not being able to afford rent in New York is just move, forehead. Just fucking move. Sell your house and move.
Prices down. Some people are going to do a lot better than others. Some people will be victims of creative destruction. Every time you have a new industry or more competitive.
What the fuck is creative destruction? Like, what does that mean? Okay, dude.
Business that comes up, somebody loses in that particular zero-sum game. The truth is, the vast majority of problems in the lives of Americans are not solvable by the government. If you look at a chart of the...
I don't know, a bunch of other sort of nations and states would like to disagree with that. Ben, how many times this needs to be said to you? Why are the Nordic models able to have such, equitable societies in comparison, and much significantly more happier societies as well, in comparison to that of the United States of America? Better health outcomes, better housing outcomes, better food outcomes, better health outcomes, just better in every way, shape, and form in comparison to the United States of America, which is pretty much last in all of those.
The products in American life that have grown more expensive over the course of the last 30 years. And the product.
Yeah, because they're dog shit and corporate control is at such a particular point that you only do defense for. It is at such a particular point where it's just like, yeah, dude, basically, if we don't have all the corporations, Omega rape the American people for all of their fucking money, fuck it. That means we're not building a good society because I need to get my money from my corporate fucking masters. Please give me more fucking money. Whatever, fracking billionaires gave the Daily Wire more money.
Products that have grown less expensive. Something shocking occurs. The products that have grown more expensive are all subsidized by the government. College education, healthcare, health insurance, right? All these things have continued to go up. And then there are, the everyday products you use, like your TV, like your phone, your dishwasher. All these things are less expensive and better. Why? Because markets work to make things cheaper and more plentiful, and government makes things significantly more expensive by skewing the incentive structures.
Then why the fuck is healthcare, health insurance owned in private hands, Ben? They are owned in private hands, Ben. Same with universities. Private fucking hands, Ben. It's almost as if a bunch of subsidies were taken away from those industries to give more fucking tax cuts to all the rich billionaire assholes that you're representing, you dumbass. Government sticks its hands in things that it shouldn't always. And of course, government is inherently inefficient and non-productive. Love the free market, love it. Stupid bullshit. What do we have here? I disagree. The Groyper disagrees. I feel like, it makes sense why he disagrees with Ben Shapiro. The Groypers all fucking hate Ben Shapiro. I disagree. I feel like we've been trying all of that since World War II. Biden was doing that with free trade. we've lost a lot of our manufacturing because of free trade. Well, that wasn't Joe Biden that did that. That was because of the free trade deals that were signed during the 80s. That was all Ronald fucking Reagan who helped orchestrate those free trade agreements. NAFTA, the TPP, that's all Reagan, and that shit got ratified under the Democrats, right? They're the ones who were big TPP, NAFTA people. Biden governed better than that. I think Joe Biden is preferable to Ben Shapiro. I think AOC is preferable to Ben Shapiro. Incredible. Incredible that the fucking Groyper is saying this, because at the very least, I guess in terms of like principled sort of like populism for workers, Groypers can recognize that no, the average worker has been fucked over by like dumbasses by Ben Shapiro, by how Ben Shapiro inherently fucking thinks. And they're saying this because they hate Ben Shapiro because he's fucking Jewish. It's part of the reason why, but also because they have a recognition that Ben Shapiro's way of thinking has been done for the past 40 plus years and it's not worked. Generally, yes, the free market helps drive things down. It's not true. Unregulated can help mean monopolization, which is currently happening. I've been a huge proponent of moral capitalism. Yeah, sure, dude. Moral capitalism. Government involvement makes things more expensive. Oh, what do we have here? More Ben Shapiro.
Would you, Tucker Carlson, be in favor of restrictions on the ability of trucking companies to use this sort of technology specifically to, sort of artificially
I'm guessing AI, right?
maintain the number of jobs that are available in the trucking industry?
Are you joking? In a second. In a second. In other words, if I were president, when I say to DOT, the Department of Transportation, we're not letting driverless trucks on the road, period. Why? Really simple.
So this is, by the way, Tucker Carlson's like right-leaning sort of populist LARP shtick, by the way. It doesn't actually believe in any of this whatsoever. Very good Carlos Maza video inherently debunking this sloppulist fucking dreck from Tucker Carlson specifically. He doesn't actually believe this. He's just saying this because he wants to get into fucking power. That's the only reason why fascists say this shit all the time in terms of populism, right? Being against like driverless fucking trucks and shit like that. Not that I'm saying that it would be a good thing to have driverless trucks. They wouldn't be fully autonomous. There would still be a guy there, and local trucking scenes. There still would have to be like local trucks in order to help that final mile, right? In terms of delivery of certain goods, so there can be a significant shift from the longer sort of monotonous drives into that specifically, right? Into just more delivery truck drivers in local communities, which can help, local businesses and local sort of economies sort of thrive. But Tucker Carlson doesn't give a fuck about any of that stuff because he just wants to exploit poor people for what exactly? Getting more fucking money. That's it. This is the same guy who says like, oh, I live like a capitalist every day. I love looking down from my ivory tower at all these peasants. Like, he's literally the heir apparent of a TV dinner fortune, right? The Swanson TV dinner fortune. Again, there's a reason why he doesn't have his second last name there, because technically his real name is Tucker Carlson Swanson.
Driving for a living is the single most common job for high school educated men in this country, in all 50 states. By the way, that's the same group whose wages have gone down by 11% over the past 30 years. The social cost of eliminating their jobs in a 10-year span, 5-year span, 30-year span is so high that it's not sustainable. So the greater good is protecting your citizens from, look, capitalism is the best economic system I can think of, I think, that anyone's ever thought of. But that doesn't mean that it's a religion and everything about it.
Bro fucking loves capitalism despite the fact that those are the exact people that are getting fucking exploited by it. Like, buddy. I just had a suggestion for something that could potentially fix this fucking problem, and that is, again, local truck driving in cities, right? They won't have to travel all the way across the United States of America on long, monotonous fucking drives and have to do that exact same drive back to their fucking home with their family or whatever, take like a break and have to do it again. They can do, more local work with delivery driving, right? Because again, AI not going to be able to do that sort of last mile, right? And besides, the driver's function won't be completely eliminated. They got to make sure that the AI doesn't fuck up.
It is good. No, but there's no Nicene Creed of capitalism that I have to buy into. What I care about is living in a country where, decent people can live happy lives, actually. And so, no, I would say, no, are you joking? And I maybe would make up some pretext for public consumption, like, oh, they're dangerous. The technology's not quite finesse. No. But the truth would be, I don't want to put 10 million men out of work because you're going to have 10 million dead families, and the cascading effect from that will wreck your country.
Okay, obviously, again, sloppulous Drek here from Tucker Carlson. He doesn't actually believe in any of this. Again, heir apparent of the Swanson TV family dinner fortune. General take on truck drivers is find something better to do. This is the time to adapt. What if there's just like nothing you can do to adapt, right? Whole reason why AI is here, we're forced to adapt to things and find things AI can't do. We are better than this. Like, what if you just can't adapt? Like, should you just be left in the dust instead? Like, what's the alternative? You would just prefer to have these people just, I don't know, suffer and die, Atticus? I guess so. I just like the idea of do something else, get a better job is a whole lot easier said than done. Again, populist, he's saying this. Well, populist. That means that dude whose family has lived in that county for 10 generations, he's going to have to leave now, uproot his family. He can't take care of his elderly parents who live there. I'm excited. It would be cool. But hearing Tucker Carlson said, what Tucker Carlson said about people's lives being effective, you hope that there would be some kind of threshold of how many driverless cars you could have versus manned vehicles. A 30-year plan would probably be great. I mean, I've already suggested something that could probably take care of this. You can just have a transition within the economy. And those jobs aren't going to be inherently completely eliminated because someone has to make sure the AI doesn't fuck up. But okay, whatever. People through the internet thought the internet was going to ruin jobs. People got people out of work. I mean, it did to a certain extent, but whatever. Just changed people's career paths and trajectories. I mean, it just depends on how it gets all implemented, right? That's the ultimate fucking question here. This fear-mongering has been done before, but again, this is the sloppulous Shrek that Tucker Carlson is engaging in specifically. Pretty strong on a free market economy, and if you don't have the skills that are competitive, then we shouldn't have to give you a job just because. Okay, so just cruelty for the sake of fucking cruelty. Like, okay, bro, like, then give those people incentives for them to be able to be competitive. Help them transition from that form of economy that used to exist to the new form of economy. That's what you're supposed to do. But again, whatever, can't do that. Let's see. What do you think society thinks of young conservatives like you? I think we're seen as a very cold people. I wonder why that might be the case. All the cheering on of ICE, all the wants for deportations, all the fucking sloppulous fucking Drek that you don't actually believe in that you spew. But okay, whatever. Most dangerous threat to democracy is just ridiculous. Who did January 6th? Oh, it was you guys. Okay, cool. Maybe we should be a more dangerous threat? Oh, you guys, you really want to be a part of the fucking coup. The second attempt of Jan 6th, don't you, George? Okay. FBI, got a guy you might want to look at. Actually, the FBI aren't going to do shit about that. If anything, they'll just encourage him. I don't think we should be dangerous in the sense of violence, but I think we should be dangerous in that we have to take power in other ways. We do need to be dangerous in the sense that we have to make the elites listen to us. So not violence, but anything other than that. Okay, bro. The representation of like young right-wing people, it's either you're a Groyper or you're a Christian nationalist. All of you guys have been parroting all of the beliefs of Groypers and Christian nationalists. So I wonder why people have that representation of you guys, that idea in their minds, because those are the sort of beliefs that you keep espousing consistently. They make it out like we're extremists, the young right, We're either on the left or we're alt-right. We can't just be in the middle. I'm not a Groyper, and I don't know any Groypers. You just met one. His name is fucking Andrew. The reason why people think you guys are fucking extremists is because a bunch of you just literally in this exact same fucking meeting just were positive about Hitler. Okay, dude, nice meme. Groyper is a funny term. I just heard of it for the first time today. Okay, very cool. Well, as expected from all this gaggle of individuals, a lot of them believe in inherently either soup brain shit or basically everything that's inherently contradictory. So, as expected from all these conservative, young Republican dumbasses. It really is just the instance of we taught a chimpanzee what the average voter fucking believes in, and it ended up fucking shooting itself. Inherently nonsensical, very, very fucking cruel, and always incredibly fucking contradictory. That is literally it. And as expected from all of these young Republicans, there is one thing that they will always, and I mean always, consistently celebrate, and that is cruelty for who they perceive as the other. So again, you know, Bryce saying that, oh, it's that we're perceived as very, very cold. I wonder why that might be the case. All of you were talking about wanting to do deportations of a bunch of people who are trying to do everything possible to get a better lives for themselves, because they were forced to have to uproot from their country because of policies of the people that you support. Very, very cool. But then again, Republicans, and I mean every fucking Republican, is wholeheartedly incapable of understanding any of the consequences of their actions and just believe in the sort of talking points that they are force-fed to believe in. Don't think there's really much else to say besides, as expected, a lot of these beliefs these people had were inherently contradictory. And also nonsensical. Who do you think is next for the Democratic Party? They're going to push Gavin Newsom, but I think he's pretty much dead on arrival. He's fucking completely cooked. No pushback against conservatives. Inherently, no fucking pushback on like anything that they're trying to do in terms of ICE. Like, I think he's pretty much fucking DOA. Because very similar to that of the Republican Party, a lot of people within the Democratic Party have the very same servile sort of fish brain as Republicans do. And preferably, I would say AOC is angling to try to be... There's really, like, no one on the Democratic Party. I'll be quite honest. I think the Democrats are completely cooked in terms of talent, but I would have liked Van Hollen, but no, that's not going to happen. He was born in Pakistan, so that's not happening. I don't think Bernie should run again. He's too old. I think he should just rest. Bernie's done enough. He's done enough. Not necessarily true. Reese, I'll be honest. Why? Why do you always have to inherently fight with the leader? Right? I don't agree with that whatsoever. Change fundamentally comes from the people, not from the leader that the people elect or choose, or is forced upon them. Leaders mostly exist in order to be able to maintain the status quo and maintain the vestiges of the state, not affect the status quo all too much. Change comes from the bottom up, not from the top down. And just like you said, Boy Meets Mini, if that's the case, what's the point of a primary? The people are the ones who make those fucking decisions. You can disagree with their positions, you can disagree with those sort of takes, but they're the ones who make the decisions. Alright, who the fuck we're rating out to? Oh, well, Boy Meets Mini, we don't know if that person was a lib or not. We don't know. My point is, if no Republicans, then who are you going to vote for? You guys have no face. What are you fucking talking about? Okay, first off, I'm a Canadian, so I have more choices in my elections. Thank you very much. You are aware that the highest voting constituency that exists within the United States of America are non-voters, right? You know this, right? About 100 million Americans do not go out and vote. Why? Because neither option represents any of their beliefs. And that's inherently by design, by the way. Because they do not want to have people within power that are looking to sort of rock the boat all too much, right? That being, of course, corporations and the rich. Which both sides, that being the Democrats and the Republicans, always will represent when doing their legislation, right? You support the Canadas to Trump. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm explaining to you the reason why people are non-voters. The reason why people don't tend to vote in the United States of America is because they feel like neither side... Canada's response to Trump. In what way? Like, us essentially like boycotting them, saying, fuck you, we're gonna make a deal with the Chinese instead? Yes, I agree with it. But yeah, the reason why people are non-voters in the United States of America and most people are independent, the Board of Peace is stupid. It's not going to do anything. But why they tend to be non-voters or are independents is because neither side represents them, and they're correct. Neither side represents the American people. They represent the people who are significantly more rich. They're correct. They do not represent the interests of the American people. They represent the bourgeois. Why don't we raid out to Complaining Lady? Why not? Let's do that. Raid messages, idiots. Transstride if you're a Daho raid, with the Daho raid buff, if you're a sub. If you're a non-sub, you see the Wowie with the Daho raid buff. If you're not sub, Wowie with the Daho raid buff. Jesus Christ, my brain just like stopped working there for a second. To show appreciation to those who are in tuning case gamers, I will be back tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'm busy. Right. I'm touching grass tomorrow, so no stream tomorrow. I will be back Sunday for our Yapperoni session. Yapping about stuff. We love yapping. In any case, gamers, I will be back on Sunday. Same time, same place, same face. Peace out. I don't fucking vote. I'm not a... Wait, hold on. Okay, then why are you bringing this up? Why did you bother bringing this up then? Why? Just why not? Okay. Sure, man. Then don't press me for outlining the reasonings for as to why both sides are bad. Okay? Then you are the one who has the politics tag, so I came here for that. Okay, but you're the one who started asking about who to vote for. You... Okay. Well, I was yapping about stuff that people believe in during that. Okay, whatever. It's late. I don't want to fucking do this right now. I'm gonna raid out. Okay, anywho, I'll be back Sunday. Peace, gamers.